So press the Rumble play button over on locals. And yeah, we had a little bit of a technical change this morning. We ran out of live streams on locals for the time being. So we have to bootstrap and use Rumble to shove it in over there. So hopefully, John says we're up. All right, John's in the house. Good. We're good over there. And we're up over on YouTube. We're also up over on Telegram. So we should be live, which is good news. And we got a handful of people watching over on Rumble. Good. It's working, kind of. A little bit different, but hopefully we can make do. Carrie Lake burned me? Oh, man. What'd she say? That's pretty cool. Carrie Lake can burn me. I'm all right with that. But what's going on, my friends? It is Tuesday, May 30th, and we're seeing what's happening here on the day today. We had a long weekend. Hopefully you had a beautiful 3-dayer. You did spend some time honoring the reason for Memorial Day. And we're taking a look at the schedule because Congress is going to be back in session, and we're going to try to figure out what they're up to this week. We know we've got a debt ceiling conundrum that they're working through. But right now, you can see on Tuesday, the president has a little bit of activity. He arrives back to the White House about this time right now. And then we have a press briefing from Karine and the director of the Office of the Budget and Management from Shalonda Young. Yeah. Shalonda Young is going to be giving us an update from the budget. So that's what the president's doing today. Which is why, I mean, he should take a vacation. He basically got everything he wanted. He's like MVP in the White House. So they did a great job. They got everything they needed. And it's now time for a little bit of a break. He's back over there. Not much on him. What's happening over in Congress? Let's see what C-SPAN has for us this morning. We've got a House session. We've got the White House daily briefing. Not coming up for a few hours on that one. We have the House Rules Committee hearing also going on.
Hey, Matt.
Oh, and DeSantis is going to be out in Iowa. Oh, that's taking place today, right in the middle of our show. Presidential campaign kickoff in Iowa. Yeah, and this is going to be a little bit of a battle, I think. Iowa's going to be a battle. And what happens if Trump doesn't win a couple of those early states? You know, is there momentum that causes a shift? I don't know. House Republicans hold news conference on the debt limit deal. We'll see what they say about it. Now, a lot of these people are very unhappy. I came across a very fun thread from Representative Nancy Mace, and she said that, oh, here's the bill. Look at this thing. 99 pages. Not crazy. But Nancy Mace went through this. I was thinking about going through this on the show, but gosh, these things are so boring to read. We've done it a few times. It is fun to just go through and just mark all of the spending money. 20 million for this, 24 million for that. Here's another 11 million for government efficiency. Here's 11 million for government efficiencies for another year. And you just keep going down the list. Here you go. It's just so ridiculous. Fiscal year 2026, 1.6 trillion. Is that right?
Dude, that's
thousands, so many numbers. Millions, billions, trillions, just so we're clear. 1.6 trill, 1.638 trill, 1.654 trill, 1.671 trill. They're just rounding it up, you know. So ridiculous. Lots of money being spent out there. So we have that from C-SPAN. House committee hearing on the debt is going to be taking place in a few hours. Vice President Harris delivers, oh yeah, that was the commencement address at West Point. So not much here today. They're probably warming up.
How would you have liked to have busted your butt to get through West Point and have her give you commencement address?
After the long weekend. See what's happening here on in Congress. So today is May 30th. Details on the Rules Committee. So that's it. I mean, they're, probably hungover or whatever from whatever they do. Wednesday, we have a little bit more activity. So that's tomorrow. So we'll get some more stuff from them tomorrow. Business meeting in the Senate. Oh, this is all Senate stuff. So this was Senate. I think this is all of Congress. Yeah. So today we have, just the House. Tomorrow we've got more activity. Then Thursday we'll have even more. Homeland Security meets in the Senate tomorrow. Senate Judiciary tomorrow. We always like judiciary stuff, but this is immigrant workers tomorrow. So I'm not sure what that's about. Homeland Security's meeting tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, to discuss critical legacy IT systems. Probably need to update some of those. Hearings to examine accountability for Russian atrocities in Ukraine. Sure, that's going to be a fun one. That'll be tomorrow. And I was thinking a lot about the show yesterday and about that. I feel like I sort of got blindsided a little bit by that Graham hearing when we were reading through it. And then the article just like, well, it looks like they might have clipped it from, and then they actually played the full video. Like, whoa, whoa, that was a little bit of a change up for us. So then the story became, well, as much as it became about Lindsey Graham salivating over dead Russians like a weird creep, it also became about the Ukrainians now propagandizing our senators, causing the Russians to issue arrest warrants for them. Not great. Closed hearings to examine certain intelligence matters taking place tomorrow. Senate Environmental Public Works tomorrow. Veterans tomorrow.
Make sure it goes
and then on Thursday,
we'll see what else
I
worked before.
Friday they're done. Saturday they're out.
The bank rejected it.
Wanted to see what the calendar looks like.
I have savings set.
May
so
and June. This
that's
last
the first thing it asks to
see
say.
the House calendar.
Which I mean,
So as we saw today is
money in the bank.
that's why it's pretty quiet.
Right.
Yeah, it's a district work week.
was your vacation?
Oh, you're kidding.
Not bad. Not bad.
Gosh, these people. All right, so that's why it feels quiet out there. District work week. Today, tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. That's the House. This is from Steve Scalise. And then they're back in D.C. next week. So that's why we get some Senate activity today or this week, but we're not going to get a lot of House activity, which is just perfect because they're cramming through the spending bill right now. So they need some time off with their members. And there's all this. We might do a segment on the budget because Nancy Mace really put together a nice little tweet thread that breaks all of this down. Here's the Senate floor schedule. Senate stands adjourned for pro forma sessions. No business conducted any of these days. That is including...
It's a new bank to the system, so
yeah.
I'm trying to...
When the Senate adjourns, the Senate will next convene 3 p.m. today.
That might be why you couldn't do it.
Let's see what's going on over at the Supreme Court, just to round it out. I got a sneeze coming up. Hang on. My head exploded, but we're back. We made it. Thank you, Just Cause. That was a good one.
Impact employment groups.
All right, so what else do we have out of SCOTUS? So it is May, and we're looking at, we got orders today?
Sure.
We got orders.
Right now we're primarily hiring for Bectrum Foods.
That is curious. I wonder what those are all about.
Bectrum Foods.
Let's check the blog.
Okay.
Supreme Court curtails the Clean Water Act. We already did a video on that one.
That's fine. What PM we did?
Petitions.
Okay, do you know where
And
Yes.
let's see what they have for us this morning.
Yeah. So yeah, 1 p.m.
Each weekday, we select a short list of news articles. U.S. Supreme Court end-of-term decisions could transform key areas of public life. This comes over from The Guardian. All right, what are we expecting today?
All right. Do you know where the office is?
Here we have the U.S. Supreme Court gearing up for the final nail-biting month of the term.
Well, we're further out. I actually have an office in Beckton Foods flour mill building
cases on
there.
affirmative action. We've got LGBTQ plus equality. We've got Native American
right
tribes. As the court enters the
the
traditional June climax to its judicial year, it is already being battered by ethics scandals and public
get you going.
confidence concerns. Yet over the next 4 weeks, the 6
Yep, that's where the interview is. The job site's over on the
will
top.
be issuing some rulings.
Okay, well, perfect.
Top of the
All right,
pile of
well,
the
we'll see you tomorrow. Just make sure you bring an ID and either
are
a
a
social
pair
or
of
birth
challenges
certificate.
to the race-conscious admission
Yeah, we'll
policies
see you
of
tomorrow.
Harvard and North Carolina, UNC.
Great, I
The
got saved.
supermajority
All
strike
set.
down affirmative action and could overturn 50 years of established practice, a chilling echo of its evisceration of a half-century of settled law on abortion. It's bad law. That whole era, all of those laws that were passed during that era of the court were all unconstitutional. The challenges were brought by conservative group students for fair admissions, which say they want to restore colorblind principles. Harvard has been challenged under the Civil Rights Act, which outlaws racial discrimination that they do anyways.
Are you
All
allowed
institutions
to?
that receive
It's
federal
not letting me
funding
add
can
a
be
new
prohibited.
bank into the system.
So the Supreme Court ruling could obliterate the consideration
That's real quick.
of race in admissions for every single higher institution.
It is
We already saw the ruling on EPA. Other
3517.
bone-jarring decisions could come dealing with
Shannon.
treatment for same-sex couples and Native American
Yep.
families.
Yep.
The court will rule on whether Colorado graphic design firm 303
Savings.
Creative can withhold services on religious grounds from gay couples wanting to post wedding websites. Another one is called Brackeen versus Hayland, whether Native American children can be forcibly removed from their families by child welfare agencies and placed in non-native homes. Wow. The practice is a long, dark history.
It's Wildfire Credit Union.
The highest court, North Carolina, recently reversed other decisions on redistricting. Profound implications for the working of U.S. democracy, including next year's presidential race. So do you see why they are trying to delegitimize the Supreme Court? Because all these cases are coming out, and they're probably not going to be happy with the rulings. So it turns into a war on their legitimacy.
One word.
Because they want... Well, that's a nice comment. Vaginas brought you into this world. Vaginas will vote you out. Interesting. Vaginas can vote? That's weird. I didn't know that. Strange.
Okay, I'll just send it. I'll just send the membership
top
card over
of
to
the
her so she
pile,
can add
they
it.
have difficulty.
One of them,
defining
Darlene or Jody.
top of the pile of decisions being awaited with bated breath. So we'll get a lot more of those coming in from the Supreme Court, which is actually interesting. We'll see if anything
Thank you. Thanks for your help.
what drops today. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that's involved in voting. Like, you have paper,
Impact employment,
pens, and like you got to insert it into the thing and all that.
Hello.
Like, I use my hands for that. I don't know how else, I don't know. I thought we were supposed to use our hands. Anyways, I don't know. So let's say hello and good morning. Who do we have here on this lovely, lovely Tuesday? How was everybody's break? And extra time off. Hopefully it was good and meaningful. Let's say hello to those in the chat. I saw Donna Newlands here. And hey, I saw Tracy O'Shea. Tracy says this. So I just wanted you all to know, wait a minute, says, hi all, for the last few months, my eyesight has been failing. I've been unable to read chat room comments. I'm afraid it's not going to get better as NHS in the UK won't treat me for a year or more.
Hi, Jody. It's Norm. Norm.
So I just wanted you to know I'm
Good.
here every day, still part of the watcher community.
I am
Though
trying
I
to
don't
add a
comment or
new
respond
bank
as I
into the
can't see
system.
the
It's not
chat,
letting
but
me.
Honk,
Apparently, they've taken
you
that
are
away.
all amazing. And so Tracy,
Yep,
we're
I'll just
so
send it.
grateful that you're
I've got
here
the
with
card
us.
copied.
And I'm so sorry you're going through that.
All
Oh my
right, I'll
gosh.
just send it over to you. It's and it is check. It is. I mean, not checking. It is saved.
That doesn't sound fun at all.
Not mistaken.
But
It
I
is
am
savings.
glad to hear that you
All right.
have a plan in place.
Okay.
I'm sorry
Thank
that it's
you.
taking so long, but it is good news. There is a plan. And there's a lot of people in the chat saying hello to you and saying welcome and bless you and saying praying for you. Just Cause says bless you. Nikki Perez says praying for you. Tracy O'Shea with a nice couple of hearts and the prayer hands emojis. Donna Newland says, I'm so sorry to hear that, Tracy O'Shea. Glad to see you here today. John McGarvey is saying prayers and hearts, saying get well soon. Heal up, Tracy. Just Cause says, I'm so sorry, Tracy. We hope you get well soon and send love and prayers your way. So there's a lot of support and a lot of love out there for you, Tracy. And we're sorry that you're going through that, but we're going to continue to pray for you. We're going to continue to be here, and we'll know that you're here joining us, and we're grateful for that. So get well soon, and we'll be here. Adesia says good morning. Good morning, Adesia. John McGarvey's in the house. John says John, is it your birthday today? You're kidding me. Happy birthday, John. May 30th. Wow. Another year. And Rick says, wish Rumble had better notifications for going live. Indeed. Yeah, apparently they don't work all that well. Yeah, John says, yeah, we're also over on Rumble. Good morning, Rod. Hey, the Rubos are here over on the Rumble chat. Good to see the Rubos. Hey, to the Rubos, man, we had a great time with your gift. We had a delayed Mother's Day, and I was over there, celebrating with Mom, Dad, Joe, the puppies, and we got Mama some Rubos salt, and it was fantastic. She absolutely loved it. She opened it all up. We opened some of the salts, and I mean, I've never actually even kind of seen stuff like that. I was like, wow, okay, cool. They're like actually really different, and they're actually great. I mean, they smell good. Took a little taste on them. It was very fun. It was a great experience. She loves it. She loves cooking. She loves salts and herbs and all the minerals and all the things. Cabinets are full, packed to the brim. So she absolutely loved it, and we're going to be using those. So shout out to the Rubos Salt Shop. They wrote her a very nice card, and they packed it all up. It was just very beautiful. So if you haven't checked it out already, Rubos Salt, very cool, and my mama enjoyed it, and it was very fun. It was a cool little gift because we got to talk about something new and explore it a little bit and open it up and peer inside, and it was different. It wasn't just your regular old table salt. So it was a good experience. So thank you to the Rubos for doing such a great job and being amazing out there. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, and John says, yeah, it is super good. Also very fresh. You don't need to overwhelm it like you do when you buy the cheap seasoning from the store. That's good advice. Yeah, so we haven't obviously used it yet, but that's good advice. And we were poking around the Rubos YouTube videos as well, so that we could take a look. Hey, what are they cooking over here? What are they doing with this stuff? So super cool and super fun. Good to see the Rubos. Double Tap's in there. Good to see Double Tap. Yeah, we're kind of chatting in a couple places. We got the Rumble is going to be replacing the locals feed because our quota resets in 2 days. We've got tomorrow, and then it'll reset on the 1st. And then we can get back to the local streams. Yeah. And John says, yeah, Carrie Lake burned you with the lives. You used 4 lives for 3 days straight. It's true. We burned through all of them. Probably won't do that again. Next time we do that, I'll probably just do like a Rumble feed, 1 Rumble feed per day, right? So we don't have to keep doing that, resetting those. I didn't think appropriately. Yeah. Yeah, indeed. All right, let's see what is going on here in the forum. It's going to be a short stream this morning. I've got a couple calls today starting in about, 10 minutes or so. So I wanted to just say hello to the stories that you guys were sharing and then see what is percolating out there. This one came in from Miguel, an Instagram link, talking about an executive order. This one came in from Ed Green, says it's just $4 trillion more. Yeah. The GOP and McCarthy fail the nation. And a lot of people are feeling this way. I mean, I've been seeing a lot of this on Twitter.
I agree.
I'm wondering if the Republicans are going to get it done. Now, they almost always get it done because that's just how these things go, right? They make a big show of it. It's a big drama fest. It's a big, gigantic game. And then all of a sudden, they get it done. And so, we'll hear a bunch of people throwing fits over it. But when push comes to shove, are they actually going to vote for it? Probs. All right. This came over.
Oh, yeah. It's more money for them to spend.
Stookie. What's up, Stookie? Says inDOCtriNATION is a lawyer. He is a lawyer. I follow him. He does good work. I like his stuff. I have not listened to this interview, but yeah, inDOCtriNATION. He's over on Twitter. In fact, let's just go see what he's up to today. He posts good stuff. He's a really good follow. And apparently he was on the X22 report, which is another great site. Yeah, so this is inDOCtriNATION. He says how it started, how it's going. Yeah, not great. inDOCtriNATION says, so the debt ceiling deal doesn't cut spending to pre-COVID levels, doesn't even cap the debt ceiling, gives Dems send Joe Manchin a pet project hard pass. We want major cuts to DC spending so we, the people, can stop suffering record inflation. Exactly. Oh, and cut the 87,000 IRS agents. See, he's a good follow. So, yeah, he's a good follow, and I recommend it. So thank you for Stookie on that. And he's also over on the X22 report. And the X22 report, what's cool about what they do here, and we're working on this right now. Actually, I've met this great guy, and we're working together on
That the new shuttle?
rebuilding functional websites with somebody who's competent and capable like him. And so we're putting together something that will be like a newsletter that will send in the show notes after every show. So the show finishes, and then the show notes will come out with links to the mind map and the documents and, the show notes and the prior day's segments and stuff like that. So we're turning it into a newsletter. He releases a newsletter with a podcast, I think every day, and it comes through email. And so we're going to set up something similar. This is at XR22 or X22, which will be great because, YouTube could cut us off at any moment. And so a newsletter is another way to be anti-fragile in this whole arena. Bonnie says, just watch the first 20 minutes concerning the rule of law, the Constitution, and the Supreme Court being the ultimate authority. Spoiler alert, he thinks the group most likely to be above the law in some cases is bad popo. Then he goes into the China system of law.
I am indoctrinated.
Politicians and wealthy are above the law. And they said in China, the CCP is below the law. And I didn't really see people articulate why they thought that about America. But I saw a lot of people say in China that the CCP is not above the law because Chinese officials are regularly tried for corruption. So I think I can see why people would think that, but I also think that in both cases, people are wrong. So what I was doing in that video was making a technical observation about each country's relationship with rule of law. So to understand what I was saying in that section, you need to understand what rule of law means.
Interesting. So good stuff. Looks like some good analysis from here. What is rule of law? Law. This is nice, like nicely produced stuff. What is this? Short title, Rule of Law in America. Bonnie says at the conclusion, basically saying the cops, the popo, have ultimate immunity, probably, would be my guess, right? Because qualified immunity is very, very powerful, and the cops get a lot of it. So they can basically commit crimes technically and then get away with it because of the immunity. Looks like a good one. Hey, Three Girlies is here. Says, I love his content. He tries to be so unbiased. I even sent his YouTube videos to the girls' history teacher. I think all of his videos are so worth watching. That's cool. So this is from Ryan Chapman. So shout out to Ryan Chapman out there. Yeah, it looks like a nicely produced video. And that's cool that he tries to be unbiased. It's hard to do. Very hard to do. So very cool. And good to see you, Three Girlies, in the house. Yeah, thank you, Beth. Yeah, Locals is stingy with live streaming. I know they are. I got limits. I got time limits. I've got, I think, in their defense, I think they want it to be more of like a members only feel. They don't really want people to use it like I'm using it, where we multi-stream also to it. They want you to like put the public stuff on the public places, put the private stuff on the private places. But I think that you guys like it this way, and you like to have the locals chat and the locals video and the locals platform for the stuff. I don't know, or maybe I should just change it. But a lot of other people use it a lot less than we use it. Yeah. Yeah, John says you can claim to be unbiased, but I can definitely see through that. Yeah, and I think, like there's a place for doing just raw analysis on stuff, but that's not, that's just not my style. It might be a lot of other people's style, but it's just not mine. We tried to be a little bit more apolitical and a little bit more unbiased at the start of this channel, but it has certainly evolved since then. And honestly, I think that the world has changed a lot since then. It's harder to be unbiased now with everything that you see going on. How can you be unbiased and give both sides a fair shake when some of this stuff is so monstrous that's happening? It sort of seems like it's just being biased for the sake of being biased, or being unbiased for the sake of being unbiased. But again, I understand the point of it. Like, there's great value in that type of content. So I'm going to check him out and see what he has to say.
Whatever.
Rick's here, says they need to extend your live time to 8 hours. I don't know if they would do that. I've asked for many extensions. I keep asking, can you give me more? Can you give me more? Can you give me more? So if things reset in a day, 2 days. Yeah, you can admit to being biased and still give a neutral opinion. I think it's actually better if people know some of your biases. You can actually say, look, this is who I am. This is how I feel. This is how I interpret this. And then I appreciate
66
that.
sheltering.
Now I have some frame. I much appreciate that rather than somebody who fakes like they're neutral. Who says, I'm a neutral person. That's why I trust the science. You go, wait a minute. You're not neutral. You're a liar. You just pick the science that serves your political propaganda. Liar. I'd rather somebody just say, here's my perspective, and this is the things I look at. And yeah, so maybe there is confirmation bias, and maybe I'm seeing some of these things, but it is at least open, and it's transparent. You can see through it, versus saying, well, this is what the data says. And you say, well, you manipulated the data, didn't you? You were dishonest with all of that. All right, my friends. Well, let's wrap it up today. Kind of a slow news morning, honestly. I was like, man, I wanted to talk about some stories and stuff, but it's a lot of budget stuff. We've got some foreign policy stuff. Yeah, drone attacks in Moscow. Gay Floridians leaving in drones. Bud Light sales down 30%. Mob jumps 3 Marines in California beach. All right, so it's it's a lot of the usual stuff, but we'll see what we have in store for the show today. I've got a full day. I've got a couple meetings right back to back starting right now, and then we're going to jump into show prep. Then it will be showtime, my friends, and so we'll see what the day has in store for us. But I hope you are rocking and rolling as the week is getting back into full swing. We had a day off yesterday, and So we are back, and hopefully you're warmed up, ready to rock and roll. We've got a couple hours until we're back here to do it all again. And so thank you, everybody, for joining us today. I will see you right back here in a few hours. Until then, my friends, make it a beautiful Tuesday. Bye-bye.
This show's so short.
I mean, like most people.
Uprisings all around the world, whether you're on the left or the right, this is the time to rise up and confront the government in places that you just wouldn't expect it. Hello there, you 6.4 million awakening wonders. Together we are on a voyage towards freedom. Together we are awakening. I sense that this is a time of great movement, of great power. Together we can change the world. We must begin to do it now. Turn on the notification bell immediately so you know every time we make one of these videos. Otherwise, what are you going to get? What the algorithm wants you watching, scrolling dumbly through the dross that will keep you hypnotized and controlled in the man-made manacles, in the algorithm-made cyber prison of the centralized authoritarian establishment platforms that work with the deep state. Seems to have been proven by now. Even over in Iran, there are uprisings. Regardless of what your perspective is on the social and cultural issues within these individual nations, what we believe in is absolute freedom, absolute democracy, absolute dissolution of centralized power wherever possible. I spoke to Omid Jalili, the great English comedian and my friend, about the protests in Iran, how it's being covered by the media, how it's being used to mobilize censorship. You'll notice that everywhere in the world, the same thing seems to be happening.
You're here to tell me about what's going on in Iran, which I'm ashamed to admit that other than the barest of bones, I don't understand at all, except there's been a kind of a feminist uprising that's somehow centered around like dress codes and the icons
One fire put out.
within this movement.
Let's do this employee verification.
Or nearly enough. Of course, on a platform like this one, we're always interested in how the media report or don't report on a subject, how the establishment exploits it, how certain narratives are promoted and other narratives are ignored, and what the broader objectives would be of Western institutions towards Iran, who we know appeared on the sort of hit list of countries that should be destabilized post 9/11, and many of which have been destabilized since then. Iraq, of course, and Libya. So can you tell me what's been going on there and how it intersects with broader global narratives,
I think
please?
what's very interesting is that as a stand-up comedian, what I did as soon as I saw what happened, there was a 22-year-old girl who was they have these hijab laws where women have to wear hijab but in a certain way, and I think a bit of her hair was showing, so she was arrested. She was supposed to be on some kind of hijab awareness course, and they beat the crap out of her and she died. And there are lots of flashpoints that happen in Iran, but this was seismic. We've had little kind of aftershocks, but there's been uprisings. They've usually been quashed, and the way they do it is by cutting the internet, going and killing a load of people and shutting everything down. So this time we knew what was going to happen. This was seismic, and the first thing they did was shut the internet. So through this thing called VPN, you can get a couple of videos out. If you join Telegram channels, you can get a couple of videos. So those of us who were affected by it, and someone like me, I've been very involved in this whole thing for the last 44 years. We've had this crazy...
Can you tell us why? Because I know, like, you're English, but you have Iranian heritage.
I'm Iranian heritage. I'm also Baha'i. The Baha'i faith is a faith that is very much oppressed in the Islamic Republic. What the first thing they did, actually, when the Islamic Republic came into being in 1979, they get rid of the Baha'is and shut women down. There was a woman called Shirin Ebadi, who was a judge, who went to work. She goes, I was all for this revolution. And as soon as I showed up at work, they said, you can go into janitorial or you're a receptionist. She goes, excuse me, I'm a judge. She goes, not anymore. All women can't do that kind of job. And she realized she's been played. So, and also the Baha'i faith, which believes in the oneness of God, the oneness of religion, the unity and equality of men and women, they've got to go as well. So I've always been someone who's seen as a second-class citizen in Iran. And the Baha'is,
enjoy your nap.
A lot of them were killed in the revolution. So this affected me in a very visceral way. So what I did was I cut the internet. First thing I've got to do is be a voice. and I did jokes about it because you've got the supreme leader, Ayatollah Khomeini. Khamenei, not Khomeini was the original one. Khamenei's cut the internet, but he's tweeting all the time. So he's got Wi-Fi, and people they go and protest outside his house. And the state media says these are not protestations. People just trying to get a Wi-Fi hotspot. So I was doing things like, I've got 2 bars. What do you go? No, I've got 1 bar. I've got no bars. This reminds me when I used to live in Wigan. This is bullshit. So we do jokes about it, but it's actually quite serious where they've cut the internet so they can just go and kill people. And now there's an epidemic of executions where the men have stood by the women. So it's a woman-led revolution. This is why it's amazing that we can't believe this is it's not out there. It's the first time since the suffragettes we're seeing a woman-led revolution. And their main aim is to bring down the Islamic regime.
So currently, thank you, Omid. That sketched out some of the territory for me as a person that is woefully unfamiliar with this issue.
Right.
So Iran is currently governed by an Islamic state type of Sharia law, what would ordinarily be termed an Islamic fundamentalist government that
and have been for 44 years.
44 years, right. And although in the 70s, of course, famously Iran was going sort of somewhat more progressive, but then the CIA got involved, shut that stuff down pretty sharp.
There you go.
And then on this occasion, there have been challenges, a female-led revolutionary movement, but I'm surprised that isn't, so with the sort of well-reported disdain that the West has for Arab nations, Middle Eastern territories, and Iran in particular. Why are the Western media or Western interests not exploiting the opportunity to declare this is a progressive movement that's female-led, which, by the way, I'd of course be fully in support of.
Sure. But you're not being told anything. You're not being shown anything.
Why? I don't understand why.
Well, this is the very big question. It's a female-led uprising, and usually any kind of female-led initiative is usually successful. So the first thing they do is obviously cut the internet, and we see very little in the Western press. Now, why? I think that's whoops.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
I wanted to get a pen. I wanted to take some notes.
You're taking some notes. The question is why? And I think it's because they're trying to shut women down globally. So the first thing they're doing is anyone who speaks out against this revolution this is how they want to live their life. But actually, most Iranians are saying, we're not an Islamic country. Iran was ruled by, we had the Persian Empire with King Cyrus that believed in everyone should live together in harmony and unity. Then Islam came along, and they did it with raping, killing, and forcing people to become Islamic. But this is a certain interpretation of Islam. So now you have this narrative. You've got the government and you've got religion, and the way they stay in power is by using religion.
Sorry.
So that's what's happening. And what's interesting is the Western media we've been trying to get the IRGC, the Islamic Republican Guard, which is the group of military people which protects this Islamic regime, who are basically the mothership of all terrorism. If you see, we're trying to get them on the terrorist list, but what you have is you've got Hezbollah, Hamas, these people that...
What? It's not supposed to happen.
Good.
Respect the monk and tame the king. Okay, guys, hold on. What's going on? That's not supposed to happen until the end of the movie. We're indoors. think about where would the frogs even be coming from? It doesn't make sense. Plus, who's even dropping them? Well, the frogs don't make sense. None of this makes sense. Plus, the script was supposed to be dropping mugs. It's a parody. Magnolia. What? Well, that's why we have the crash pads. What? What? I can't hear you.
Join Mug Club today for $89 annually to support content like this and get access to the entire network. Louderwithcrowder.com/mugclub.
Welcome back to Cultural Appropriation Month.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Hello.
Hello. My name is Amy. I used to work actually for you a couple years ago. Am I still in your books, or do we need to start that process over?
Well, generally, if it's been a while, we have to redo it. So you're interested in go back up to Vectrum?
Wherever you send me.
Well, that's where Vectrum is right now. They're hiring pretty steadily. So.
First and second.
Both. Up to you which shift you want to work.
It's a begrudging sip. This,
Now they're working
this
Thursday
shirt, by
through
the way,
Friday.
you can go to
10-hour shifts.
crowdershop.com. This is from the old shirts that weren't the right ones.
Weekend every week.
And it's all short. It's got the collar on here.
All right,
Like
let me just gotta have
like
descriptions on
neck
the
ringlets.
thing, and we'll give your ID and stuff with you.
All right.
I mean, his internal monologue.
So glad to be back with you today. Yes, June is Cultural Appropriation Month. We won't be doing it this Thursday because we messed up our schedule. But
June has 5 Thursdays?
this one has 5 Thursdays, and we just said that's 5's too much.
No,
5's too
4.
much.
Come on.
We had 5 last year, and that was too much.
It was too much, yeah. Changing the set and everything. So you guys get to participate and send in your costumes because to appropriate is to appreciate. A lot to get to today. We're not on YouTube, of course. So thank you, Rumble. Are we allowed? It doesn't matter. We'll be talking about the shootings that took place, in Hollywood, Florida. Some people refer to it as the lesser Hollywood. I don't, but some people do, okay? And it's one of those stories where we'll play Guess the Ethnicity based on what they don't tell you with CNN. And they're trying to use us, to ding DeSantis right now in the concealed carry. I don't know if you know this, if you're a convicted felon or if you're concealing a weapon to use it illegally. It's in violation of concealed carry laws.
Oh, come on.
So we'll be talking about that in Lululemon. Their policy is, of course, now, hey, don't actually stop shoplifters. Again, there's a little, it's a more cultured experience when you see what happened with Lululemon. But the issue is the parent company of Lululemon, if you look at the people who own Lululemon, majority stakeholders, BlackRock, Vanguard, ESG scores. So it's all about the appearances right now. And you pay the markup. And AI, I don't know if you know this, according to The View, is just like us. The new AI that's being programmed is by transhumanist transgender. If none of that makes sense, good. You're still an American. Gerald, number 2, CEO. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I still got the red tide.
When are you going to be done with the red tide?
I don't know. I have no idea. Red tide spares nobody.
It doesn't. Did you have a good Memorial Day?
Yeah, I did. I spent all weekend watching documentaries on the history's worst dictators.
Ah, yes.
I say Pol Pot. That's my question. Who do you think is worse? Hitler, Stalin, Mao? What do you say? Kim Jong-il? I always forget his dad's name. Kim Soo-in, whatever it is, or Pol Pot. I think Pol Pot.
I think the numbers bear you out.
It's like I'm the hipster of the mass genocidist realm. Like you get most people say Hitler, I say Pol Pot. Okay, but as a percentage of the population, oh boy, Pol Pot's pretty bad.
Stalin killed more people total.
Plus tiny hands, which means he had to commit a little bit more. And when you hear this, it's actually first time, but a friend of the show. First time in third chair. You can see him at the Tacoma Comedy Club in Tacoma, Washington, Friday, June 2nd, and Sunday, June 4th. I performed with him actually at some of these venues. Fun guy. Josh Firestein, how are you, sir?
Good. I got the red tie now. Thank you.
Do you got the red tie?
Yeah, I'll take it home with me.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yes.
See me next weekend. I'll give it to everyone.
Well, it was during the weekend. It was Memorial Day. It's how we honor the fallen.
With an embrace.
Yes. That's what they fought for our freedom, to be weird.
Yeah.
First time. So you looking for a little nervous? You looking forward to it?
Oh yeah, super nervous. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
I don't know. We're not exactly running this on a Disney budget. So yeah, I told you the soundboard right away. So before we get to anything else, this is something here that's funny and also heartbreaking. I guess she's an actress from Twilight.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't know. I'm straight.
Oh, I remember now.
Yes.
Got
you
it.
Do?
Nailed it.
See, that was a test. I said I'm straight, and he's like, "Oh, I remember. Yeah, which Twilight was it, Gerald?
I really felt that.
Which
Guys,
portion of the catalog that you celebrate?
I don't have a clue which one. I just remember the face.
Minecraft.
Actually, the red hair. That's what did it.
Is that what it is? She didn't have red hair in the video, so that means that you actually did some research. Okay.
The same
So this actress
email.
from Twilight, which made vampires crappy for an entire generation of people. I guess her name is Rochelle Lefebvre, is complaining in this video that she can't bring her 7-year-old non-binary kid. By the way, first off, before I continue, if you say the phrase "my 7-year-old non-binary child," you're an asshole. Is complaining that she can't bring her 7-year-old non-binary child to Target because the Pride display, thanks to you, was moved to the back. This is.
I had a copy of
I shouldn't say it's mostly
Social
hilarious.
Security card.
So I just walked into Target and the right behind me here, lovely swimsuits. That's where the Pride display used to be. And I came in here 2 days ago.
No.
My 7-year-old who's non-binary saw it and said, "Look, Mom, it's Pride. Look, they're going to celebrate me."
Don't like Punta Gorda?
Shut up. And
Did
because
we get
I
hard with the-
complained,
Yeah, we did.
Oh, what a fake
stuff
crush.
on the ground everywhere, and they have moved the Pride section to the back of the store. So the next time my 7-year-old comes to Target, or rather, I can't bring him here anymore, at least for the entire month of June, because they walk in, and all the other people who walk in and go, "Where'd you go?" are going to realize that they are being successful in trying to erase them. We could do so much better than this. We're not supposed to negotiate with the terrorists.
You love to do one of the second
We're not
shift?
supposed to erase them. But by the way,
what shift do you
a big
prefer?
ploy for Target's throwback merchandising campaign for Arnold's Erase.
So 5 a.m. to
So they
3:30
could
is
be-
first.
They overbought initially on those. They had a lot of stock left over, and Nigeria's not taking.
Your dick's been erased. Don't negotiate with terrorists.
Yeah, I remember in Afghanistan, that's what terrorists used to do. Biggest problem, they'd hide my bathing suit in the
Yeah,
back.
exactly. They would still leave it there, but just
Where
move it.
is it? Kandahar. Son of a
Did you have boots and
I had
stuff?
my navigation led me astray.
Terrorists.
Well, you know, I can't come back here to. I'm trying to think of another main Afghanistan city. I can't.
Fallujah. Fallujah. Hey, come
I can't come to Fallujah, at least for the month of June. Also, by the way, here's the thing: it's not just that you're telling your kid that they're non-binary. Think of the unhealthy ego that you're instilling into them. They're going to celebrate me. At least I can't take my child here for the month of June because my child requires celebration of them being non-binary for the entire month of June. We just had
You ever
Memorial
call
Day.
maybe see your first thing tomorrow or something?
One day.
One day, the entire month of June. Like, hey, how about your kid just gets over it?
Yeah, we don't want to celebrate your confusion for an entire month. No,
right.
You're literally non-binary, which means you're not.
We'll get this part of it done. That way you won't have to make another stop here before you start.
Yeah, really. Let alone a 7-year-old.
She usually messages me as soon as she gets it set up for you guys.
How do I?
They're looking at toys. Come on, they're not looking at Pride clothes.
These parents
she'll
really
say,
are
hey,
mentally ill.
he's coming in to pick
Usually-
up the stuff.
that is not a mentally stable
put her
person.
in for an
No,
hour
she's
or
in
whatever.
Twilight.
Yeah.
Need I say more?
Oh my gosh, we turned vampires into absolute wusses with Twilight.
They were. They have all these superpowers, and it's like, oh, really? This is like a teen drama?
What was the name of that girl, Kristen Stewart? I've never seen anyone so unhappy
I don't
to
know
make
the
millions
name,
of
Steven.
dollars.
I wouldn't know.
Every single time she'd be interviewed, she'd be like, vampires. I don't know why. It's like, well, you're making millions of dollars in a joke. Okay, just stop. All right. By the way, it's a live show Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. You can watch here on Rumble. Smash the Rumble button if you're watching right now. And I don't know where I got
I have an idea.
They were hiring.
To talk to you about
They
it.
had
Okay.
they went through about 3 months from December until like the beginning of
And
March.
you can
when,
sign up at lightwithcredit.com
they,
/Mug Club. Of course, like we said, if you
they
sign up
couldn't
prior
get
to May
potato
1st
puffs.
within the
Yeah.
past 12 months to
There was a
any
huge
right-wing
shortage of
streaming
potatoes,
service,
and so
you
you
get 3 months
laid off
free.
almost
3
all
month
the
club at
temps.
lightwithcredit.com because
That's
we
the first time I
have
ever seen them do
your mug.
But now they're like, okay, we got our stuff going now. Let's start bringing them back.
Yes. So that's 3 months free.
Boom.
Free month club at lightwithcredit.com. Okay. Hey, I don't know if you know
In
this,
fact,
AI is a big thing now. It
because
stands
of
for
that,
artificial
I got
intelligence.
Really?
I'm on like a
Josh
second
is
shift
doing the
now
Oprah,
because-
where it's his first time he sees himself on a monitor, and I said,
I'm doing anything.
You ever seen Oprah? She can't
which I
not
can
watch herself on a
understand.
monitor every time she's interviewed.
And we picked up
No,
another
never
account
watched
down
it.
Toledo that needs somebody there for the first 2 hours when the new people
You're better for it.
Josh, tell me about that, Josh.
It's ignorance is bliss, man.
Yeah.
which is
it's
fine.
great.
I don't care. But
Not a big
it
fan
was
of
supposed
the
to be
oh no.
temporary back in November.
Oh, no.
Well, if
still
you
doing it.
haven't watched it, though, then you can't fantasize about her.
I'm just
undoing.
grateful to get a job, have a job.
I sit there
so-
sometimes when I meditate. I have a mantra.
Where are you
and
going
it's
with that?
Oprah with a knife through her hand. Oprah with a knife.
No.
So,
Easiest way to get a job is already have
I don't know,
one.
but I say it in Sanskrit. So, Sanskrit's just writing. I know.
1,000-year-old.
Isn't it just writing, or is it a language that they speak? Sanskrit. I don't know enough
It's
about
just
it.
writing.
Is it? I think it's just writing.
Yeah.
No, I have no idea. All right. So the AI thing is obviously
It's
something
the
people are
first shift. It
concerned about.
starts
Now,
at 14, and there's a
I've
dollar
said this in the past,
differential.
and my mind changed on AI. I'm very concerned about it.
If you do well,
But I think there are two camps where it's going to be the end of the world, or don't worry about it at all. I think we need to look at these sort of different tiers, right? There's automation, which is different from an entire sort of AI, sentient AI takeover, right?
Yeah.
And automation is a problem that everyone's going to be facing, really in sort of an increasingly digitized world. And the problem is it also happens to coincide with a lot of people who don't want to do a lot of the jobs that are going to be automated. I mean, I don't know how many people you know
Top
under
one?
the age of 35.
The
40,
Telegraph
how many
one?
people you know
Yeah,
in your social
I even
circle
took a
work
picture
in
of
a
it.
foundry.
Apartment complex.
I don't know one.
Whole
Actually,
bunch of old
not
ones.
one person who's
15610 is actually that's all that's out front is the address.
Obviously, spearheading.
It's right next to Paul's Collision Center. You saw that the auto body shop there?
No.
Right.
On
Because
South
you can
Telegraph?
program in biases, and we've done that here on the show.
what
We've
is
looked
it
at
next
the
to?
Chat GPT, sort of the biases
Paul's-
it has.
Paul's-
But here's
Paul's
this
Collision
really,
Center?
really creepy clip from The View, which I don't really watch.
Yeah,
You
and
agree
it's
with that?
there's a Paul's Collision Center.
Yeah.
There's
No, I don't. I
rent a
watch,
car,
but I have to.
and then you'll
If
see
I
a
see that it
building
breaks in the
if
news.
you're going towards
With no name in
Stefan,
front of it,
And
but
there's
just
this
the
person,
address.
and
Martine
there's
Rothblatt.
boulders out
Okay.
front with
It's discussing with Whoopi Goldberg.
Okay.
Artificial intelligence, and
Wow.
it's pretty
Yeah,
creepy
I'm
on
not
a
from
multitude.
here.
You do have white
Guess
t-shirts
why it
too,
went
don't you?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
okay.
scared I'm gonna be late.
No, you're good. It's only a few minutes away. So. Yes, no problem. Hey, just give me a call if you have an issue.
As the first steps towards keeping loved ones' legacies and memories alive.
So AIs are people too. Okay, the only difference is they're people without skin. Our
What is that
videos
thing?
of ourselves, our pictures, our chats, our tweets, all of this stuff.
Deep fake. That's
will be
the AI.
combined together with a new kind of software called mindware. That will be an operating system that works.
I mean, literally, that's all it's up front is the address, the big sign.
Is it here already? It's coming very, very quickly.
I'm
You
a
see it
female.
before the age.
All right.
I mean, I'm very excited to meet you.
Thanks. You're a nice person.
And updated everything's about, but it won't take
One of
long.
the most famous female comedians in the U.S., Whoopi Goldberg, is also known for her dramatic
I'm gonna be working on payroll while you're doing this. So
and goes.
I'm gonna get you logged in.
So here's the thing. This is the problem with this: is it makes people sort of not respect AI. It's like a weird lesbian fervor. But was it just
I do
programmed
payroll
to read
every week, but we pay every
resume?
week.
Like, oh, Ghost. Oh, and
So if you start this week and any hours you work this week, you get paid next
What have
Friday.
you been doing the last 30 years?
It's nice though because they just bought. There was everybody was going Monday through Thursday.
It'd be like a.
But as of this week, since Memorial Day, they want all new hires to start coming
drinking problem, screaming
Tuesday
like
through Friday.
It can't be that intelligent. Called Whoopi.
Either way,
Both
it's a
female
pretty
comedians, Josh.
Oh, that's
Well, one of the most famous doesn't say one of the best.
Yes, true. Yes. You are the carrot top of the view.
Very careful with its words.
This was very prudent.
Also, Bina 48 looks like she's been in an accident.
Yes.
That thing looks fucked up, man.
And here's the funny thing is,
eyes are going different.
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
all that
designed.
technology and they're still cross-eyed.
Yeah.
Like,
So Martine Rothblatt, the Z that you just saw, everything floats down here, that was talking to Whoopi Goldberg, is someone who changes their gender as often as their hair, is what Martine said. But that robot was designed to mimic his wife.
Oh.
Which, you know, his wife was just make a robot.
you think she's like, his wife,
You want somebody that always agrees with
looks
you?
just like me.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a spitting image. That's beautiful.
Put some shoulders on it. Have it read Whoopi's resume. Turns out the wife is alive, by the way. At first, I thought it was for his past wife.
Yeah, yeah.
But how funny would it be?
Have you ever seen this typing computer
AI,
there?
how did my
We
wife
get
die?
you logged in with the temporary password, and then it'll ask you to change it.
Kill me! Kill me!
Does she send, when she's not in the mood, does she send him to the robot? Like, I got a headache, honey.
Yeah. It's like, wait, what are you?
It's
What are
just
you
your,
scissoring? Go get the robot. All right.
We ran out of money for the body.
So this person is programming, right? And it's hilarious, but it's scary when you understand the
your first
connection
name,
to
last
Martine
name.
Rothblatt. I want to make sure I get the name. It's this transgender rights activist who also calls himself a transhumanist. And so the
Did I get
whatever
Okay, that's just me
author
mistyping.
of this book, From Transgender to Transhuman.
This laptop has a different
It's a pharmaceutical
keyboard
company.
than any other
Just
normal
if you're not aware of
keyboard.
this, all
Constantly,
references are available
I'll
on
hit
inDOCtriNATION.com.
end instead of
Transhumanism
shift.
is a specific philosophy, according to that. And it's described as the acceleration of the evolution of intelligent life beyond
gonna have you
the
change it
current
now.
human form. Well, I mean, I guess they got that if they're talking about Rothblatt.
Well,
And that's
There's-
Australopithecus chart, just like, okay, man starts to walk, man no longer has penis, and just shoulders listing
and somebody else
listing
takes
Joy
over.
Behar's resume. You are the black one, but not Sonny Hostin, correct? Oh yeah, you nailed it.
You've turned into a hag. What happened?
Whoopi, you become everything you hate. So here is Rothblatt. And these are the people who are in charge of AI, who are in charge of programming it. Think, what do you think that person is going to program into AI? Comment below. Really, that's always been my primary concern, especially how capable AI can become. But if that is the starting point, think about it, right? If you're ever been to a shooting range, right? There's a huge difference between 5 yards, 10 yards, 20 yards. What happens is you're slightly off. You don't really see it that close, but a little bit further, that trajectory, right, can become exponential. So if you're starting off from the wrong point of aim, and this is the person designing AI, imagine how off it will be if it continues to develop itself. Because, oh my God, we had the brilliant idea to give AI the ability to self-code. It's every single thing. Like, we've blown past
Just next
the
there.
safeguards. If you watch the films, like, well, make sure that you don't give AI the ability to
Next,
self-code.
go down to the bottom, hit next
Clearly
again.
did that.
We'll come
But
back and
certainly
do
don't
the
give it a
documents.
connection where it could trick people like to the internet and all of this information.
There you
We
go.
thought it was a goof.
Well,
Update your
certainly
email,
don't say that
phone
humans
numbers.
are responsible for climate change. It's going to destroy the earth that AI inhabits, because then it'll see you as the problem and get rid of you.
Right.
It's like, oh, well, we wrote those articles already.
And so the person programming this, Rothblatt, here is Rothblatt discussing the Bina 48 robot. I have to read
Great
this to
name.
make sure I get it right, because I can't. Bina 48.
Bina.
I think if they name it something benign, that people won't be terrified of it.
I think it's meant to be cute, like, hey, Bina, Bobina, Bobina, Bina, Sosina.
Shut up! Or throwing up pea soup. Where is it a pump? You can make pea soup.
Like laying down in front of a lawnmower.
Hey, what out?
Just
Just walking
like
down the
this.
stairs backwards with an arch back.
I want to see that movie.
Yes. Bring me Anna Navarro.
And in all these categories, just tell us what you have skills in, and then what your
Deal.
availability preferences
Here
are.
is this Rothblatt discussing the robot during a TED talk, and he has tits.
This is a robot version of my beloved Spice Bina.
Mark Hamill.
And we call her Bina 48.
That is Mark Hamill.
She was programmed by Hanson Robotics out of Texas. There's the centerfold from National Geographic magazine with
Fred Durst,
one of her
centerfold model.
caregivers. And
Disappointing
she
centerfold.
roams the web and has hundreds of hours of Bina's mannerisms, personalities.
And is your thinking here, part of your hope here, is that this version of Bina can, in a sense, live on forever, or some future, I don't know, upgrade to this version can live on forever?
Yes, not just Bina, but everybody.
Oh, that's good.
Wow. It really is terrifying when you think about it.
It is, and this one makes you look at it and go, I feel like this is a step backwards.
Yes.
Like this doesn't look like technology. Like it just.
Can we play the first part of that clip again? I want to make sure that I heard correctly. Let me play the first part again.
This is a robot version of my beloved Spice Bina.
That's it. My beloved Spice Bina.
Spice.
What is this, Dune?
Bina.
Yeah. It's going to rise up. My beloved Spice.
I don't know.
Everything about this person is weird and seems disingenuous.
She seasons me.
Yes.
Not sure where the accent came from.
What is that? Cardamom. So, also, by the way, in the book,
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Equates the rise of transhumanism with
That's like the code that goes with it for the computer, but I don't even know what that first one is. That 6-4 whatever it is.
Amalgamate that is Bina Spice. What?
Pull the quote back up, please.
Pull the
Look
quote
where it
back
comes from. In the sentence here. So hence, we cannot be surprised that transhumanism arises from the groins.
It's science.
Maybe you meant loins? I don't know. Groins? It's like, oh yeah, right there in my groin is where transgender is.
It's fruit of the doom. What's that? Here's Rothblatt discussing her, whatever views. By the way, you have to appreciate that Rothblatt there really did straddle the fence. Beetle boots, so they're technically not heels, and whatever that fake boobs were. Like, let's go with A-cups today.
We're questioning.
I've got more.
Yeah. Here's Rothblatt discussing their views on gender.
And one of the things I'm super, super happy about
Nick Nolte?
with the millennial generation is I see so many people coming out as
Pantsuits.
gender non-binary, which is in the apartheid of sex. That's why I called it the apartheid. Is like in that book, I say there really is not just two separate genders. There's a million different genders.
Oh, good.
And now I've got friends of mine saying, "Oh my God, I don't know what to do.
You
My
have
daughter
friends.
is saying that, like, you know, she doesn't want to be a girl and she doesn't want to be a boy." And I said, well, so what? I mean, you know, I say love the person as they are. Love the person as they are. Why are you doing? It's their life. You know,
I'm sorry?
you've got your life. Why are you trying to impose like a particular gender?
Oh no, you finished that part. Okay, I just have to load the forms for you to log back in and do mail.
Yeah, you damn biologist.
Yeah, that's quick.
Son or daughter? You just said.
Well, you'd already
two
done the
genders.
application.
Son, daughter, or and
He
you
was
have to
just
list another
tweaking.
million ones. This is the whole, right? This is the wordplay of assigning gender. No, recognizing gender. And by the way, speaking of life, it's their life. Hey, talking of life, remember United Therapeutics? That's this I guess Broad's pharmaceutical company, Rothblatt.
I don't know which
2009, this company was sued for blocking a generic version of their cardiovascular drug. So $144,000 per year. So this is someone who's obviously has a vested interest in life.
Yeah.
But making sure that you have to pay for it
Well,
continually.
artificially kept the price. I don't know if you're doing math on this, but $144,000 a year for this therapeutic, this drug.
Okay.
$12,000 a month.
Now just click employee login and log back in.
I identify as someone who doesn't want to pay for it.
No, I don't think that counts.
And bring up another clip. I think you nailed it. Was it Nick Nolte? Let me see. Yeah, I thought it was like it's like reverse Nick Nolte, Benjamin Button. Let's see just a quick clip of that Rothblatt. I'm sorry, this is all too much fun.
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
He's missing a goatee.
AI's not sex with dicks. AI's not sex with dicks. Fine.
Throat just has to hurt after that.
Yeah, it does.
That's why your red tie doesn't go away.
So this is the person who's trying to upload human consciousness into machines. You couldn't create back in the films where it used to be sci-fi, right? And it'd be like this sort of this evil mastermind. Couldn't be as crazy as this individual.
It was the military that was going to screw us all. They were going to try to come up with a better way to fight war, and now it's the trannies that are screwing us. I never saw that coming.
I know.
It's just like, okay.
This consolidation of power, by the way, calls the book Apartheid. A lot of gender non-binary farmers are there.
Yeah.
You just stole the name. You didn't do any research, did you?
The killing fields notwithstanding.
Well, that's true.
Cambodia.
Penises everywhere.
By the way, that's not because you're transgender. They did it to people with glasses, just to be clear. I'm not encouraging
Smart
killing
people,
fields.
tall
I'm
people.
just saying the point is they always want to have this symbolism that couldn't be further from the kind of life they live.
Okay, so click on where it says e-documents.
You never thought that science could be politicized. Look where we are right now with modern gender theory, and then apply that as the form of human. This is a very, very new idea, right? So when you're talking
And then,
about AI,
employee
originally
start
thought was
wizard,
meant to mimic,
green
even if
button
we were
there.
discussing human consciousness, to mimic the human condition, which would generally include all of human history, which would generally include.
And I have your
all
handbook
that
printed
we
out right
accept
here.
as
So
having scientific merit. But now AI is coming to be at a time where everything we've known since the dawn of civilization has been abandoned really in the last 15, 20 years. Male and female is not a thing.
Yeah.
Right? That it's oppressive to suggest that it is. That's when AI is coming to be. That's what I think people didn't see coming. Right. That's what's so scary about it. It won't even mimic the human condition from the dawn of humanity to 1992.
No, because like you said, at the dawn of this problem, you've got people determining what history is, determining what truth is now, gatekeepers saying what can and cannot be said, and that's the knowledge base that AI has to pull from. That's the only place that it can learn right now. It doesn't learn from its own necessary experiences. Initially, it learns from all of the information it has access to. And all of that right now is controlled by one side.
Right.
So it's going to think that is true.
Yeah, what were we about to say, Jeff?
Do they get to choose what the AI learns, or does the AI just decide itself? Because if I can be like, oh, well, I want to make an AI robot on my wife after she passes, and I only want like 70% of that stuff. Like there's like 30% of things I'm like, I don't need somebody yelling at me about socks on the couch.
A list of things, I would take 100%, honey. I understand.
Oh, it's just 70%. I think from you could replace with a Roomba.
Yeah. We have a Roomba.
Roomba and Uber Eats. I'll bring you to 60. Kidding, Mrs. Firestein. By the way, smash the Rumble button if you're watching right now, and you can comment below your concerns about AI. I think that's sort of the intangible here, and I don't mean intangible. I don't really know if I should say it's something that's not really quantifiable yet until so much damage has been done. The person programming this doesn't know what gender they are. Claims they can change it.
Yeah, then just click
hair,
next.
which, by the way, only works if you have transgender
take you to the next
ponytail.
one.
You know who
Yeah.
can't change the hair?
There you go.
Guys with short hair. You can't change your hair that often, so it's not even a valid
Let's
comparison.
do a sign 9.
The person says they're infinite genders. Well, right. Then it also is the same person who leads a company that profits off of human illness. It blocks market competitors. Yeah, this sounds like the person you want to be in charge of the entire economy, because that's what AI could become. It could become something that supersedes the entire economy as we know it. You thought COVID was rough as far as a shakeup, as far as record number of restaurants closing, as far as the fundamental basics of our economy shifting underneath us. What do you think will happen with AI? And what do you think will happen with AI if these people are the ones who are in charge of it? And by the way, we here, because if you can't beat them, join them. We want to be ahead of the curve. We've been working on developing our own. Actually, you can call in Whoopi AI.
All right, so Whoopi AI. What do you have to say for yourself?
Here's the child. I'm a robot now. This is crazy. I mean, this is crazy.
Yeah, we understand that you're a robot, but how are you feeling?
I feel like I'm a robot child. Why do you still have to make it fat, stupid, useless?
Well, AI Whoopi, you must be programmed to have a little more depth than that. Can you give us some insight maybe on how it feels to be, artificially sentient, intelligent? Okay, I've had enough of this.
Still needs to work out the kinks.
Well,
they got the character. The aura dead. I mean, dead to rights.
They absolutely did. They nailed that. But look, it's just V5. We're not on 48.
By the way, how many takes do you think happened before the one they showed you of Whoopi Goldberg reacting like every black person to a David Blaine? Like, oh, hell no!
Don't my name!
It's called me a great actress. Hercules. Like it's what was the name of that prime minister in Haiti, Port-au-Prince?
Oh, yeah. So stupid.
All right, let's move on.
What? That's something The View would cover. Let's find the worst looking possible AI. You have like Boston Dynamics out there doing amazing stuff with this, and then you go to this weirdos
because they don't want you to be afraid.
No,
they want you to be
more afraid of
unconcerned.
that.
Yeah, well, you're afraid of that because it's weird, but the public will be like, well, this is nothing to be concerned with.
That thing's definitely scarier than those huge four-legged robots that Boston Dynamics has.
Yeah, I think
that's just
it's less impressive than scary.
Yeah, definitely.
They're much more capable, is what I'm saying. Like they're further down the trail. This thing is.
You mean because they're not cut off at the shoulders like it's one of those old statues of Aristotle?
They have torsos and other things.
A talking butt, you put it above your fireplace.
Yeah, exactly. It's one step above the fish.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what do you have to say, Peter? Smoke on the water. Get the generic. It's like it stings back the knife. I got the Bobby Darin one. Son of a. All right. So let's move on. Sorry to the Bobby Darin fans. My mom's a Bobby Darin fan. Okay, underrated. I get it. So let's talk about something else, and we'll get to the shootings in Hollywood, Florida, which is also one of we can
Who is this?
in there. But as far as guess what they're not telling you.
Yes, I did.
But as it relates to the United States, when we're talking about the fundamentals of this country, law and order is one of those.
No, Texas is fine. Sun poisoning.
Look at the JFK, not JFK Nixon so much as Nixon when he was running in '68, right? They always
did you get burned?
Law and order was code for racism.
Hopefully you feel better tomorrow.
Marshall Buckley debates with Gore Vidal. Every time someone would say law and order, and Buckley gave a great
No, I
answer.
appreciate you calling, but yeah, I got your text. I should have replied to you. It's just
what words can I use?
Today's Monday, but I'm a day
reflect,
behind as well. So.
Actual law and order. The
All right,
issue
just taking care of payroll. Just trying to make sure you guys get paid.
Being accused of being a racist.
All right,
so
you'll be there
How
tomorrow?
would you like me to frame it? Because there were a lot of Americans who
Okay,
cared about law.
I'll let 'em know.
We're there right now. That's a primary issue going into this election, which is important because usually it's the economy. Here's the thing. It's not just leftist DAs and woke public officials, to be clear. This is also the byproduct when you're looking at law and order here and the sort of dissolving therein that we're seeing in this country of giant woke corporations. So what you see is the Bud Light, right? The tranny can. What you see is the tuck swimsuit at Target. What you don't see is the criminality increase, the actual crime statistics, violent crime in major cities.
Yeah.
And businesses who are complicit. And what you also don't see is that you have to foot the bill in the name of social justice. So 2 Lululemon employees, okay, this was in Georgia, close to Atlanta.
Up here where it says other
They
names,
were
put
fired after
N/A.
recording this video of the store being robbed.
Also for apartment number. For some reason, those two blanks have to have something in them.
No.
And then you actually have to put the phone number in there again for some reason.
You can mark.
No, Shinobi.
No, seriously. Get out. Get out.
Just stop.
Thank you.
Ew. By the way,
And then you signed it, and then you just tell it you didn't use a translator.
Away. I know.
First-
They
first
drew the
box in
line
the
at
grade.
taking the handicap
There you go. And then,
They're not animals.
good.
Nah, man, my aunt's overweight. She got a pass. Can't do that. Plus, they ain't gonna do shit. We can run half a mile, ain't gonna do shit.
They forgot their tag.
Yes. They go back and you validate parking. Why would they park so far? I mean,
it's bad.
You know what? Look, I guess there's honor amongst thieves.
There must be.
By the way, we actually have an exclusive clip of the suspects preparing for the robbery.
Oh, good. Yeah.
That's inaccurate.
That's not it.
They're far too white.
So in their dance moves.
Yeah, sure.
No rhythm in those guys.
Don't you miss when all the criminals were white?
Those are the days.
Yeah, those were the days where it's like, armed robbery. See, I don't want to hit anybody. Now there's like robbing Lululemon for no reason.
I love how they thought they were going to accomplish something. No, you can't have that.
Yes.
What are they, your 5-year-old?
Starts counting to 3. 2.
I don't make
2.5.
I'll get to 3 eventually.
Yeah.
They repeated it enough that it worked.
Yes.
No. Hey, no.
Listen.
Oh,
Impact employment. One
what
second.
did we do? She said no.
Real talk. No.
We should get out of here, guys.
What's up?
Hold on, let me grab some stuff
Put it
first.
down. What she said no. I don't know what to do. I don't know.
Pick the stuff back up, you fool.
Jennifer Ferguson and Rachel Rogers were those people. And they then filed, by the way, they called the police.
Right.
For which they were fired by Lululemon. So here's the thing, right? It used to be you don't want to do anything in states, for example, like California, right? In states where if it's as long as it's under $999, you can steal whatever you want. you don't want to physically stop a criminal lest you be accused of racism, right? If they happen to be a minority. Now,
Okay,
you can't
well, just
even
keep me
call the
updated.
police after doing nothing, as it violates company
man.
policy. And this is the unholy alliance between these giant woke corporations and unfortunately leftist policy. So according to Ferguson, we are not supposed to get in the way. You kind of clear a path for whatever they're going to do. After it's over, you scan a QR code. And that's that. We've been told not to put it in any notes because that might scare other people. We're not supposed to call the police. Not really supposed to talk about it.
That's insane.
So these people, you just saw that video. I mean, tell me, do you know why Dirty Harry and Death Wish became a thing?
Yeah.
When people feel completely helpless. Now, here's the thing. That sets a bad precedent for the mom and pop shops who can't afford it because they're not owned largely by Vanguard and BlackRock, right?
Absolutely.
If you look at the restaurants that still remained open, the franchises of McDonald's, the Chipotle, they stayed open.
Jesus, she still can't find her
restaurants that suffered.
They don't even.
She just sent me a picture of Somerset.
Understand that crime is happening.
Just go down the road a little
They
farther.
Scan a QR
Just a little bit
code.
farther down the
What does
road.
that do? Take you to a company website where basically it says, "Hey, something bad happened here."
Put no.
It says, don't put in notes, don't call the police, don't even talk.
And you don't need to
Same
put your
instructions the
license in
cops
there.
gave Ted
You already
Kennedy
did, don't
with
worry about
Chappaquiddick.
it,
What's the
it's not really
coffin?
necessary.
What is going on there? Is that
Gerald? That doesn't sound good. Can you go take a look?
Hold on.
Oh my gosh, he's choking, he's choking, he's choking.
Wow, Square Bear, you saved my life. Oh, no problem, Maximus.
You're a hero.
That was truly amazing.
Oh, thanks. You know, I served in the...
Well, you know what? I'm sorry. That's great and all, but you're fired. So go ahead and clean up your stuff and get out. Okay.
What? I literally I deployed right after
That's
the
fantastic,
towers.
but we have a do nothing policy, and you just violated it. So get your stuff and leave, please. Okay.
But I deployed right after.
Why don't you call somebody who cares about it? I don't know. Maybe the VA. Make a phone call. See what happens.
Oh, Gerald is harsh. So, going back to
I don't know
the,
what mapping program
story.
she's
Thought it
using.
could help it. I know. I'm sorry. You were completely unhelpful.
Everyone I've used, Waze,
Gerald beat
Google
him.
Maps, iPhone stuff, it takes me right there.
Come on, give me more than just.
Sorry.
So,
let's see what you got.
3 men are facing charges
pending
for
review.
robbery.
Good.
Yeah.
You're good. As long as it doesn't say input, you're good. Just go to the top, hit log off.
There was $7,000 in stolen goods.
Can we pause right
She's still-
there? They didn't have that much
Literally an
stuff,
hour early.
Lulu. $7,000.
Probably isn't even going to be able to get in the
That's
building.
not
If
much
she's in that
expensive yoga
early.
pants.
Good Lord.
Oh no, that's
Yeah, I'm not paying for it.
No, I'm not. No.
I wouldn't pay it. I got you a gift, by the way.
It's okay.
Can we charge them that cost?
By the way, I don't care. I don't care if Lululemon makes the best whatever.
No, don't
workout
worry.
gear.
Not even close. Not even close.
Dead in
Starting back on
Lululemon.
those pages, the grade table there.
I get it. I know that makes
And then we
me
have
means
the
I must have
food
something
safety
pent
stuff.
up, or I'm afraid. Whatever.
Real quick.
We'll consider this.
Yeah, it's just don't worry about where it's asking for
I can't
license numbers
confirm
and
it,
stuff.
but we'll see if we can. The
We already
name,
have
you know
that.
where the name
a
comes
copy of
from,
it, so
Lulu.
you don't have to rewrite it.
I've heard the story, but what is it? Do you know this story?
It sounds racist, to be honest.
You know,
The guy who
What might
created
say?
it. Someone can confirm this, maybe in the control room.
yeah, the guy that created it basically called it Lulu because of a certain population's inability to pronounce correctly the letter L.
Right.
Ruru.
Stop Lululemon hate. They
Stop
say.
Ruru.
They always say that. Well, also lemon. That's not.
Remen.
Remen.
Ah,
Yeah, there's so many L's.
worse.
Oh my gosh. Terrible. I don't know if that's true or not, but I've heard that. So $7,000 in stolen goods.
I like Ruru Ramen.
Did you found it there, Hootie?
Wilson created the name to have many L's so that it would sound Western to Japanese buyers.
And that's, by the way, so not necessarily to be racist, just to keep Japan on their toes.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Like, and Lululemon was created what in the
racist.
90s? That's a little bit late. Like he's been hanging on to that. You think he just had like one of those grandfathers from World War II, just like the Japs. I'm not driving any Jap car. Don't worry, Grandpa. I'll get them for you.
Yeah, don't you worry. I'll get the L's after him.
Lululemon, that's brilliant.
I'll make him sound silly.
Yes, I'll make them
It kind of sounds cute.
Okay, what was that, Hootie?
So they just sent in this quote from the guy. I was playing with the L's and came up with Lululemon. It's funny to watch them try to say it.
It's so
on elaborate pranks.
That became a $30 billion brand. Yeah.
I love it. So wanted to stick it to those Japanese. What this person didn't plan for was American blacks. So circle
worked out
of life. And by the way, this store, so $7,000 in stolen goods.
Yeah.
They faced many robberies before. Here's a clip.
Rogers, who says she's worked at the company for 5 years, claims that the store has been dealing with thefts for months, recalling another incident.
Someone like sent me a picture of the front entrance table, and I was like, oh my gosh, like we just sold all the product, like good job. And they were like, no, like someone just came in and stole everything.
Everything's on sale. Everything must go.
And we have footage, by the way, of the people their attempted prison break. Yeah.
Stop it!
Oh, I miss when all the criminals were white. So, my point is the prison industrial complex. It's a racist.
It's terrible
institution. And
Ridiculous.
Used to just be guys in the striped jumpsuits.
I don't know. I like their policy. I think it's progressive. Don't ask, don't tell.
Yes.
Did you pay for that? You can't ask me that.
Yeah, you can't. You're not going to tell me, are you?
You're setting off the alarm.
That's my primary concern if you bankrupt me. So, and by the way, I don't know if you know this. Again, we've talked about individual shops, for example, in California. A lot of the bodegas, a lot of small mom and pop shops. Hey, what happened to Stop Asian Hate? A lot of them are second-generation immigrants whose parents came over and created these businesses. I don't know if you know this, but people always think that fighting for your life has to be just an actual physical life or death struggle. You do realize that wars were fought over livelihoods.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think happens when you have enough people who have their livelihoods taken away from them through the policy of not only a leftist government, but these woke corporatists who support them? You end up with rooftop Koreans like you saw in Los Angeles. So don't be surprised. And by the way, I am not at all saying that that's a good thing or that I want, but I'm saying that's where this goes if you force people into a state of passivism. So here's some info on Lululemon. In 2020, Lululemon hosted this workshop for decolonizing gender and resisting capitalism. Well, that's always a nice workshop from a multi-billion-dollar international corporation.
The company is worth $45 billion. You should have resisted earlier.
Well, that's also important.
All right.
Guess who the top,
we got to do that. The food safety stuff.
Vanguard and BlackRock.
So yeah, this is the.
I wasn't saying the
handbook.
Yes.
Yes.
I was going to say the public.
It's a co-op.
Yeah.
Vanguard and BlackRock, right? And too big to fail, according to Elizabeth Warren, who, by the way, is looking out for you. It's democratic socialism.
yeah.
But let's make sure that Vanguard and BlackRock, right? People who are number 2, number 3 shareholders, who are doing workshops, by the way, on diversity and inclusion and resisting capitalism, and also ensure. Here's the thing: not just that their store, right? Not just that their store makes sure that you can steal whatever you want. You don't call the police, but that ensures that
This is just an acknowledgement. You received a copy of that, and you're going to follow the rules.
Yeah.
Code, and other stores have to let people steal. It's almost like a reverse broken windows theory. Here's the BlackRock CEO, Larry Fink, discussing ESG scores and stakeholder capitalism. This person is in charge of stores.
The answers are in there, but you can't find it there. The point is that you know the right answer. And I will tell you and explain to you why. If you don't know.
Woke capitalism. What do you say to that?
Reverse.
In my last letter, I believe stakeholder capitalism is not political, it is not woke, it is capitalism. More than ever before, especially during the pandemic, if you were not focusing your employees and the issues around your employees, you were not doing your job.
See, I thought that with capitalism, your job was to provide marketable goods or services at a competitive, affordable price.
That's what I thought too. And by the way, being concerned about your employees, I thought that was making sure that if something was going to happen in the store that was going to potentially be harmful, that you help prevent that. What do you think you just did?
Just put their lives in danger.
Exactly. Every single Lululemon store right now, you know their policy is to get out of the way, not call the police. Open season.
Right.
What do you think you just did?
Well, they probably would have a wrongful termination suit on their hands because of that. It's one thing to say, okay, you don't. It used to be, don't try and fight criminals, right? Don't try and be a hero because we want you safe. Now it's also don't call the police because we want you safe. Well, really, it's because we don't want to appear as discriminatory against criminals.
Yeah. Why don't you just tell banks to enforce that same policy? Just get out of the way, let them do what they want to do, and do not call the police. Let's see how many bank robberies happen after that.
They probably also fired them because this ended up making its way to social media and they don't like the optics. Because if you see that people who are often committing these crimes in these areas, these municipalities.
Right.
Statistically, yes, they would tend to be largely black individuals. As a even though a minority of the population, a majority of the crimes being committed in places like these. That doesn't mean that the policy is racist. Here's the thing. I want employees to be able to defend themselves and to be able to call the police over anyone who steals their crap. I don't care if they're white or black. It's just the issue here for the left is honesty, right? It's obfuscation. And by the way, in 2020, BlackRock also voted against the management of companies they invested in. 1,500, so their own companies they've invested in, 1,500 times for, quote, insufficient diversity in company management. Hey, how about there's a problem with insufficient diversity in thieves? It's almost in Atlanta, almost a monolith. Sorry, is that more offensive than putting people's lives in danger?
Right, exactly. It's overrepresentation.
They also gave BlackRock Vanguard $10 million and $5 million to Black Lives Matter.
Well, that was a bad investment.
Yeah.
They just went out of business.
Well, I don't really think they cared. Again, it's about virtue signaling. It's not about what they give to Black Lives Matter going to a mansion.
ESG score.
Right. It's about the ESG score. Yeah. It's about and by the way, these same people, again, too big to fail. Everyone else has to follow suit.
Yeah.
They can absorb the cost. We've talked about this with big banks versus little banks, right? They can absorb the cost because they know that they'll be bailed out, and they know that they can last longer than you can while your company and while your stores are being ravaged. They're not looking out for you.
Yeah, think about the world you live in where companies look at this and go, it's much better for us to put our employees in danger, their lives in danger, to lose millions of dollars potentially in inventory over the course of a year across the country, maybe even across the globe, to avoid the appearance of looking racist because a black person came in that video and stole from us, and we called the police.
To be fair, it was like 3 black people.
Well, I'm just saying, like, that's there was a driver, I think, too. So yes, he was still looking for a parking place. I'll be back around. Go get more
chicken bones over parking spaces. Open. They really want to embrace, by the way, woke capitalism and buy some of Target's unsold Pride stock. You think they do? Yeah. I don't know why that needs to hang over the Chiron.
You might have balls, Your Honor.
Well, yeah.
This is one of those things, where it's crazy how far the left is going. We're like, hold on a second. You're making it a right-wing issue to oppose crime, to oppose theft, to oppose, by the way, being put in jail for violent assault.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand how the left plans to win anything going forward. That's the silver lining. The pendulum is swinging so far the other way.
Yeah, so I hate it for the people who are there who didn't vote for this. But for those who were there that voted for this kind of stuff, you get to see firsthand what your policies are going to do to the people around you and eventually to you. You'll eventually be the person in one of those videos. Now, I hope it ends well for you. I hope they just run off and don't assault you. I hope they don't kill you. I just want you to see, like, sometimes it takes people getting to this point where you see how bad these policies are before you go, oh, that's a really bad way to go.
It's also not really fair to say that as far as if they voted for it, because in Georgia, it doesn't matter how they voted.
Well, that's, yeah. Their officials brought in ballots for them.
Yeah, this suitcase of votes at 1 a.m. says they can steal the shit.
Allegedly.
I feel this is almost taxation without representation. We don't care. All right. So let's go to there have been some shootings, obviously. Anything else? No? Josh?
Nah.
Okay, all right.
I'm wearing Lululemons, by the way.
Josh is just sitting there just holding on like he's going into your set. I
hope this thing holds together.
I'm going to be on stage in Tacoma this weekend. So there was a mass shooting that happened. And by the way, don't you love how we're now also using gang violence as mass shooting criteria? Now, it's because in this instance, more than 4 people or more than 3 people, depending on the criteria used, were shot. And of course, anytime there's a mass shooting or anytime innocent people are harmed, it's terrible. We hate it. That's a tragedy. Just to be clear, but there's some information here that if you're not given the proper information, then you're not aware of how to protect yourself. That's the problem with the media not telling the truth. Either outright lying, either obfuscating the truth, a lie by omission, or telling a half-truth. And right now they're trying to use this shooting that happened in Florida for political gain to say it's the concealed carry laws with Ron DeSantis. DeSantis, that's right. I'm Ron DeSantis. It couldn't be.
He did it, not us.
He said it.
It's like those football players when they go, the University of Ohio.
Yeah. I am Ron DeSantis. I'm not making fun of Ron. He just pronounced his name in a way that I didn't know.
I know. It just seems weird. Yeah,
It's his name. He gets to do it. I guess.
it's like a nerdy version of an affectation.
He waited long enough to correct everybody.
I can't hear him say that and believe he's Hispanic. You know?
Yeah.
And DeSantis. What is a D? Fine. So this mass shooting happened in Florida, Hollywood, Florida, and of course, the fact that there's a law that's going to come into effect for law-abiding citizens to carry firearms July 1st could not be less relevant. But for those who've missed it, here's a recap.
New surveillance video shows the moment that people started running for their lives. This happened during a mass shooting on a crowded Florida boardwalk. 9 people were shot, including a 1-year-old baby.
Look at the white
Here's
guy just
another
like,
look
I'll just
at the
walk. I'm
chaos.
cool.
Police say they detained 1 person. They're still searching for an additional suspect. Carlos Suarez-Jones is live.
Authorities out here said that an argument between 2 groups of people led to that shooting. The Broadwalk out here is lined with hotel, restaurants, and bars. It's where thousands of folks had gathered to celebrate the Memorial Day holiday. And it's when that shooting took place Monday afternoon, rather.
Okay, so there's 2 groups. All right, now this is something that you've probably learned by now. If there's a okay, let me just read you another description of the suspect, who, by the way, is still at large.
Did you have your own direct
Suspect was
deposit?
from CNN, described as wearing a black short sleeve shirt and camo shorts. All right, so let's only include the elements that can be immediately changed, swapped out in a porta potty.
Yes. Anything else, maybe?
Height, hair color, eye color. I can't tell you that.
Wait.
Why not? Because you're a stranger.
Build.
I saw 6 of those same guy at the club last night.
Exactly. I saw 5 of them on the way in through the office. Half the people out there are wearing black short sleeve T-shirts and camo shorts. I don't know if they are. The point is, it can be changed immediately.
They just stole them from Lululemon.
The man who committed a mass shooting, I believe he was wearing a hat. Yeah. We'll keep you abreast as more unfolds. Back to you.
If they come out, we have
What? You didn't know
the facial
anything.
ones.
Okay, fine. We'll take that description.
I'm guessing there's a reason that they are being so vague, especially if you look at those video clips. You kind of spoil.
Yeah, they just don't want them ending up in the
There's a
product.
spoiler there. He said the white guy was walking slowly because he was. I mean, the guy was wearing a tan shirt. It couldn't be more neutral to gang colors.
The only white guy was walking.
He was.
kind
He
of
was
slowly.
like, hold on. I want to look cool. He looked down. He's like, am I wearing red or black? No. All right, I'm good.
Why y'all running?
So, police released images, however, of the persons of interest in the shooting.
He's black. Oh, that's good cameras.
So the guy on the left, those are camo shorts.
Is that Whoopi Goldberg?
That's not a black T-shirt though. They screwed that one up.
The shooter was in Ghost.
We'll see if those end up being the perps or not.
Who's the shooter? Sister Act 2.
Fine. Back in the habit.
Moderate to severe psoriatic arthritis, whatever the description is that Whoopi Goldberg sells. So those are the images of the persons of interest. And then CNN says 2 groups and was described as wearing black short sleeve T-shirt and camo shorts. Again, if these people are still at large. Now, to be fair, this is very likely a gang dust-up, to be clear, and so you're not a target. But I don't know if you know, a lot of them don't shoot that well. If they aim their gun sideways, you're probably getting hit. So it could affect all of you. This is when the media becomes the enemy of a free, informed people. Largely, your right to life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, right? Your right to life, to not be killed. If the media is designed to be a system that informs you and helps preserve your fundamental human rights, well, right now they've put your life at risk by not telling you who's out there doing the shooting. Where are you looking there, Joe?
Right. So I'm actually seeing CNN covering this right now.
Oh, let's see right now. Let's see what they say. There's Dave Face.
The boardwalk here behind me has reopened. It was closed for a good part of Monday night after this shooting took place. In all, 9 people were shot, including that 1-year-old baby. Now, several cameras across the city of Hollywood Beach here captured as people that were out here enjoying the Memorial Day holiday ran for
He's
safety.
not better
They ran
today.
for cover after hearing these gunshots. There were some videos where you can see them running out onto the beach. And in fact, there's some videos that were put on social media showing that some of the folks that were injured were treated right there on the sand. Hollywood police tell us that they had a number of officers in this area in anticipation of these large
Anything
crowds.
regarding the shooters?
Anything
at all?
In a relatively
Person of interest
short
detained.
time. Now, one witness described to CBS Mornings what he saw. Here's what he said.
Oh, let's see this.
So.
There's a crowd of people running through here, and then we heard like 3 more shots down the street.
I saw a young man who was on the ground bleeding, and they were applying pressure to try to prevent the bleeding. Also saw a lady that was very upset. So I think she had a wound to her leg.
Okay, pause. Think of the edits to that. They asked people who were there. So those people saw the injuries right away. They just described people who were shot.
Yeah.
That means they probably saw the shooter. Do you want to bet that they described the shooter in those clips and it's edited out?
Yeah.
You think they gave a 4-second interview? I saw a woman who was shot and she looked like she was wounded.
She was angry.
Yeah. Well, why? Well, she was shot by this and then cut.
Did he say she was upset?
Why?
She was. I love that she was mildly upset after being
You're
shot.
burying the lead.
Oh, she's just walking around. She's pissed.
Yeah. Well, and then there was
Not
this real
again.
mad
Dang it.
woman. Yeah. I ordered a margarita and it never came.
Yeah. Do you think maybe this person was amidst the potential death throes, the horrors of questioning whether they would live or die? This is what CNN does. It's so trivial. And by the way, we'll get through some of their arguments here. So smash the Rumble button if you're watching. That helps with the algorithm. We'll be back on YouTube here at some point soon. Let's go through what they've used here to try and generate some claims. And all the references are available. So Gavin Newsom used this to claim DeSantis signed a permitless carry bill in April that removes requirements for background checks, instruction, training, and oversight. Well, the background check is a lie. We know that.
So stupid.
Until our leaders have the courage to stop bowing down to the NRA and enact common sense gun safety, this kind of violence will continue. Okay. So he wants to make this seem as though it has something to do with concealed carry laws. Here's the truth. The concealed carry law in Florida that doesn't go into effect until July 1st, 2023, and also, by the way, would not apply to serial felons or people deploying their weapon to commit a violent crime, could not be less relevant. Gavin, do you believe he's stupid? Do you believe he's stupid? I don't think he's a stupid person. I think he's deliberately misleading you. Why? It invariably leads to the point of more control.
Yeah. Well, let's assume that this bill did what Gavin Newsom thinks it does, which it does not.
He doesn't think it does that. He said it does.
It was May 29th. Which is before July 1st.
Oh, thank you for
I'm just making sure that we all understand. Gavin doesn't
I
understand.
didn't know because I had to do them if it was a leap year.
I know.
I disagree.
Carry the one.
Hey, you know what? That's the beautiful part of this country. That's your right.
Again, prove me wrong.
Yeah.
So the bill, July 1st, by the way, would state that it authorizes a person to carry a concealed weapon or firearm if he or she is licensed to do so or meets specified requirements. And it requires the person who's carrying the concealed firearm to carry identification and display upon demand by law enforcement. So basically what it means is if you are a law-abiding citizen, this is the same thing if you go and purchase a gun. That's what we did that campaign, Gift a Gun. We changed my mind where I followed up and took girls to the range and said, hey, would you like to purchase a firearm? Great, let's go through the process. They couldn't believe the paperwork. So if you go through that, you have the right to carry a firearm. Now, you may not like that law because you may say, oh, people carrying firearms scary, bad. Fine. But that doesn't give Gavin Newsom the right to lie about it. To lie about it. You don't need a background check. You need a background check to legally purchase a firearm, period.
Yeah, it doesn't get rid of that.
So, again, this also doesn't apply to people who are using the firearm, carrying it Mexican style, to commit mass shootings.
No. Criminals are always going to be criminals, whether a law is passed or not. I guarantee if you polled the criminals, they wouldn't know that a law was passed.
Those guys were running off. You think they're going to stop to show you ID?
You know, they're all
studied up on the recent laws.
Yes, exactly.
No,
Did you guys see that new bill that came out?
Yeah. As Josh pointed out, they all ran to their skateboards to get away, and then were looked up and saw the sign. And,
damn it!
What do we do? Here's a hoverboard. It's not a skateboard.
Mine's a longboard. It's the pintail.
That works.
No? I don't know. I don't know if it works.
Well, and look, Democrats don't even want you to be able to protect yourself in a
that's the
situation
issue.
like this. And so that was in Broward County, and there's a couple of state representatives that were in Broward County who voted against this bill. They don't want you to have the right, any way, shape, or form, to be able to go, hey, somebody started shooting. I'm in a public place. I've got my kid. I saw a video of people jumping on their kids, which is a natural thing that you do as a parent to shield them, instead of turning, putting their kid behind them, and pulling out their firearm.
Right.
They don't want you to have that ability to be able to protect yourself.
And they constantly go, oh, well, the myth of good guy with a gun. You're absolutely wrong. It's not a myth.
100%.
By the way, if these guys are caught, it's going to be through people with guns.
Yeah.
They're just be police officers, most likely.
Yeah.
Every bad guy with a gun always is only stopped by a good guy with a gun. Occasionally, there's some gray area if they shoot themselves, right? Or what I call the happiest case scenario if it's a mass shooter, because they're bad, but then, you know what? Maybe they have that moment of redemption when they aim that shotgun at themselves with a toe trigger. My point is, it still ends by someone with a
It is.
firearm.
Oh,
And
wow.
the Good Samaritan idea, by the way, there are between 1 and 3 million defensive uses
I
of
just want to
firearms
hear
each
if
year, not to mention
they actually made it
the
there.
stories that you constantly see in the
I
news.
get an email as
Use
soon as they get
firearms to
started.
defend themselves, right? That's where they're actually deployed and they're actually shooting. The vast majority of defensive uses of firearms don't even require that. And here, by the way, when we're talking about people being defenseless, while we're talking about the general population, you, the average American citizen,
I mean, if it's over, if the shirt's over it, I
here are
guess.
some other
If they
Memorial
see
Day
that, they're going
shootings
to tell her to take it off.
that you maybe aren't hearing about. Guess what?
Yeah, Diane and Val, the shooting victims range
cool.
in
Fine.
age from 2 years old to 77 years old, representing every part of the city. This despite a collaborative public safety effort the new mayor hopes to implement all summer. Over the holiday weekend, by our count, at least 50 people were shot, 10 killed.
Like you
Yeah,
did.
we have some updates. It's 53 injured
Oh,
and 11
on a pallet with a slip sheet.
And guess who you see covering?
Yep.
50,
Close enough.
people shot over the Memorial Day weekend and 11 dead.
Yeah.
And
All right.
I didn't.
The
I
victims,
didn't see
the
it
age
here.
ranges from 2
All right,
to 77.
get in touch with Carrie and let and just
Years old to
let me
77.
know. All right, we'll get you
How
going
many
as soon
people
as
were killed
you
there?
get your stuff.
I mean, unless they come all the way down here, I don't have a
But
card.
if you look at the news and if you run a Google search, Hollywood, Florida, that shooting completely buries the news of violence in Chicago. Right? You can go and see
Kind
it.
of, yeah. I have a text number.
Is
and
that by
something.
design?
You can text the office number.
Is Bina 48 manipulating the search
I
results?
can text it and it'll.
Yep, it comes right to my
And the
computer.
situation in Chicago is so bad that they're deploying these peacekeepers to
Yep.
troubled spots. Oh, geez.
Good seeing you again.
Yeah, that's how we're referring to them, peacekeepers.
That's not going to go well.
Well, maybe some Chicago people have become jaded, and they're kind of hesitant to believe that peacekeepers will make a big difference. See if you can guess why.
They look like wallet keepers.
There's the peacekeeper. Well, don't be a negative Nancy. You don't know how that could turn out if a peacekeeper showed
They
up.
could have talked them down. Hey, guys.
Hey,
guys.
Hey, any of you have children? No?
Yeah.
Parents?
No?
No? Grandparents? Okay. Well, they probably wouldn't be too appreciative of what you're doing right now.
Or how about let me put on my Lululemon Karen. No.
No. Hey.
Put it back.
No. Is that a Springfield or is that a Sig? No.
Yeah, that didn't work.
Get out. Stop it.
Hold on here. Do you need a hug?
Oh, wow.
You want a hug?
No, that's not gonna work either.
You want to hug? Shivved. Is it shiv or is it shank? The shank is the verb. Okay. Could you call the police or an ambulance because I believe I'm bleeding out.
Yes. A little pressure here, please.
And here's the thing, Chicago voters, by the way, this is the problem when people become brainwashed. And again, the media plays a huge role in this. They've made their bed and they don't understand that they are the victims of their own policy. Here's the new Chicago mayor, Brendan Johnson, by the way, who came in off the heels, on the heels of Lori Lightfoot, where crime was a problem, defunding the police, soft on crime. And then he ran his campaign and said, ain't nothing gonna change. So here he is on his defund the police stance.
The president of the United States, the former president of the United States, President Barack Obama, took it one step further as well, and basically said that the effort of the defund police movement lost an audience because of that that slogan, I guess is what he's calling it, which I don't look at it as a slogan. It's actually it's an actual real political goal.
Oh. Well, that I love the ain't nothing gonna change.
Y'all like crime? Keep that shit. Vote for me.
You like Memorial Day mass shootings? They're yours.
Do you like being defenseless without a firearm in your own place of house dwelling? Sorry, either things like this or other such of that nature. Vote for me. Nothing gonna change.
Except we got rid of Beetlejuice.
High taxes? Yes. The local DA, by the way, backed by Soros, just to be clear.
Okay.
And of course, you know, Illinois has some of the strictest gun laws
Yes, they
in
do.
the United States. What are they like around Tacoma? Or what? Are they pretty
That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Carry a gun.
There's a lot of guns.
Yeah.
I mean, they're allowed.
Yeah, but I mean, you have, because I know you have like Tacoma, you have Seattle, but people outside of those areas tend to be.
Everyone on my street has a gun. Legal owners of guns. We have a lot of incidents that happen on my street. A couple car thefts within 3 weeks, and all the neighbors come out with their guns. Like, hey, what happened? Like, they all want a shot. They're like, I want to get at him.
Yeah. Where's the bad guy?
It's like Gran Torino. You're just reaching for your lighter.
I just. All three's right here.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the thing. When I'm in a neighborhood where I know there are law-abiding gun owners, I definitely feel significantly safer. I was raised in Canada where they didn't exist. I didn't feel safe.
No,
I do. I mean, people say it's a dangerous neighborhood, but I'm like, well, all my neighbors have guns.
Right? Yeah.
That's not the dangerous part.
No, the dangerous part is the people who come in, but the fun part is the people who go into your neighborhood who don't know your neighbors have guns.
Well, that was the guys that tried to steam. Like, all right,
yeah, that's right. You told me about that.
That's the thing. Like, we want. We want people to be afraid. We want criminals to be afraid to operate in there.
Yeah.
We don't want law-abiding citizens, which is where we are right now, to be afraid to go to public places. People are afraid to be in these large gatherings because they know it's lawless. That's what gave rise to groups like the mob, to like mob bosses in places like Jamaica that are, kind of over a territory and neighborhood. It's protection.
Right.
When the law doesn't stand up for you, you end up having to form your own law. And it's not these peacekeepers in Chicago that get paid $100 a day to go talk gunmen down before they rob people. That's not who's going to do it.
You're not taking into account the hazard pay, which is nothing.
Which is $100 a day. Hey, can you please walk up to people and talk to them?
What is this, Family Matters? You're sending them to their death.
Yes. Well, now look, if it's people you don't like, you lose. This is what we should do for criminals.
Oh my God.
They give more money to porta potty cleaners, man.
They do. Yes.
That's more dangerous.
So let's be clear about this, and I would love to hear, your opinion on these major cities, these states where this is happening. So you have a shooting in Hollywood, Florida. Okay. It's in the national news. It's everywhere. They don't want to tell you anything regarding the shooters who are still at large. We shouldn't say active shooters, though they could be. We'd have no idea, and I guarantee you CNN wouldn't cover it. The
He's
media
wearing
wants
different
to link
clothes today, though.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. So I don't know. I have no idea.
Mystery. Who knows?
Well, I thought I could. They put him in a lineup. They're like, "Can you identify the shooter?" Like, yes, that's him, and then just swap the cargo shorts. I don't know. I have no idea.
Who knows?
Huh.
Like it's every single sci-fi clone movie. Which one do I shoot?
That's all of them.
I go by the cargo shorts. So they want to link, of course, this to Governor DeSantis and the policy regarding concealed carry laws, when this is obviously what would appear to be a gang shooting.
Yeah.
The laws have not yet gone into effect in Florida, and concealed carry laws obviously don't cover people who break the laws, namely criminals and large, mass shooters, or I should say orchestrators of large incidents of violence.
Yeah.
And they're ignoring the shootings that take place. We haven't even gotten into Los Angeles or what happens in St. Louis, just Chicago. Again, you have to ask yourself, do these people want you to be more safe? When you combine this, you look at Lululemon. Do they want those store owners to be safe? Do they want the citizens of Chicago to be safe? Hey, does CNN want you, if you are in Hollywood, Florida, or any of the surrounding counties, do they want you to be safe? Because in every single scenario, the basic tools that have been available to all free citizens since the beginning of this country have been removed. Think about that for a second. The right to protect yourself, the Second Amendment, that's been removed from you in Chicago, to be clear. Well, hold on a second. Let's think about, let's go to the other incident. What was the other story that we just covered? The Lululemon, sorry. Okay. The right to protect your store from looters, rioters, thieves. Well, that's no longer permitted either.
$7,000 to a mom and pop shop. I know that's Lululemon and it's a $45 billion company, but don't act like it's just happening there.
Right.
It's happening all over the place. $7,000 in goods for a mom and pop store. That could be the difference between surviving and not.
Right. The right to your own livelihood. That's a basic fundamental human right. And by that, I mean, it's a right that's granted to you by God, right, at birth, and simply protected by the government. But what happens when media and these giant corporations become more powerful in the government and pull the strings in government, whether it's BlackRock, whether it's Vanguard, or whether it's potentially new AI that we're talking about? And these people are all hell-bent on stripping you of rights that have been God-given rights since the beginning of this country. They don't want you safe. If you are in any of these cities, do you feel safer? Comment below. That is a fundamental issue. It really is. Before you get to anything else, the ability to protect your life and to protect your livelihood is fundamental before we even get to Target tuck bathing suits or the debt ceiling. It's like, it's not a conspiracy. You go, hold on, do they all have a meeting behind my back? It really only needs a room of 5 to 10 people when you're talking about a couple companies who run everything.
Yeah.
And they back legislators and they back DAs. and they make sure that the company policy ensures that you are helpless. Hey, you've got to work, right? Well, eventually you're going to have to work for a company that just ensures that you can't protect yourself. Well, wait, hold on a second. You have to live somewhere, right? Well, if they had their way, all the DAs would make sure that you can't defend yourself. It'll be cash release criminals. Well, hold on a second. Hey, where are you going to get your information so you can learn what safety risks are relevant in your own life? Well, hold on. The media's just not going to tell you. They're going to tell you about cargo shorts and black short sleeve T-shirts. Do you feel safer? And that's a big part of this election. Are you safer today than you were 3 or 4 years ago? It's a big change in our lifetime. We're going to continue, by the way. We're going to play Pokemon or racial slur and talk about the catch and release policy a little bit. Josh fires. I keep wanting to say, don't say Steen. I know it's Stein.
Yeah,
but
don't
for
say
some,
it.
because you always
That's the new bill. Don't say Steen.
Don't say Steen. We'll be at Tacoma Comedy Club this Friday and Sunday. We would say piss off YouTube, but we're not on YouTube right now. So Rumble, thank you very much. If you're not in Mug Club, click that button right there. Click that button just right there. Does it burn? Otherwise, there's no show at all, including the free show. Rumble, thank you. Let's go.
When do you think we'll get the AI shoplifters?
The AI what?
Shoplifters, where they're going to like combine with Boston Dynamics and take Bina 48's head, put it on a body, just walks in and steals stuff, just identifies.
I think
whatever.
before that, it'll be AI assisted shoplifting. So like someone will come in on like a stick horse, only be a Bina head.
Yeah.
And be like,
and so it's like a monitor.
If you see something, say nothing. Hey, you can't take that. Your children live at 540 Oak Lane, yes?
It's yours. Here's the receipt.
I like Sister Act.
No, you don't. Nobody likes Sister Act. We know
Bina does. Because she's been
Whoopi,
programmed
we know it's
to.
you. She's got her own AI.
Whoopi learned how to code.
Yeah, no, she didn't.
What was the other one? Jack something with Whoopi Goldberg? Jack, it was like a thief. Jack something. Jack.
Oh, wasn't it really bad?
Jump around, Jack.
No,
Something Jack.
Sister Act was fun for half a second. The first one.
Was it Jumpin' Jack Flash?
Yeah.
Jumpin' Jack Flash. Yeah.
Oh, that was so bad.
Everything
All of
with
them are
Whoopi is
really bad now.
Yeah. So,
do you remember when she was on the stage with who are the three comedians? I can see their faces right now. That she was kind of in the same. Robin Williams was one of them, and then who was the other guy who was in City Slickers? The head.
Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal. So it was those three. I'm like, one of these is not like the other, and I don't mean woman or black. I was mostly talking about the funny.
Yeah.
Like, she wasn't terrible, but these two like were very, very funny at the time, and they were doing some kind of benefit or whatever. And I'm just like, that's a bad move, Whoopi.
Yeah.
Don't put yourself on the same stage.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly. It's just you're better off not doing it. You're better off not creating the contrast. People go, oh, talent.
Talentless.
Do you want to grab a check? Because I'm going to have to use the restroom before we go to Pokemon
do
or
that.
racial slur. And Josh, I know you might, if you're worried about this, no one gets out of this alive.
Don't worry, we have a
Pokemon or racial slur. It's like Blood Brothers, where we all don't know if it's a racial slur or Pokemon. So
I don't think you understand my knowledge of racial slurs.
Yes.
Wow, he knows them all. Good. And Pokemon.
I don't think you understand my knowledge of Pokemon.
Oh, you're right.
I know
We're
what
both
Charizard
underestimating.
is. Charizard.
I played Pokemon Blue back in my Game Boy back.
Did you really?
Yes. And then after that, then it got way too cool.
Did you collect the cards?
No, I didn't.
Good.
I didn't. Did you collect cards?
Not Pokemon.
No, I was
Gay.
gonna say you were way beyond that. If you were collecting, you've been collecting Pokemon cards when you were in your 20s.
Yeah, what a dork.
Yeah. Josh is like,
not me, dude. Want to see my holographics?
Not for Pokemon.
Don't say it because Bina's listening. She can
Oh,
look at your-
shit.
Oh boy.
You collected Pokemon cards at 24.
Those things are freaking valuable too.
Yeah, they are
Oh,
valuable
the
now.
First series of whatever it is, I don't even know what it's called, but
That's what they say, unless you actually use them.
no. They have to be in like really good condition.
Yes, they have to have never seen the oil of a thumb
Right.
in their entire existence, and then it's worth like $10,000. It's like, okay, but I breathed on it. $4.
Yeah. Maybe 5.
Right.
That's just most.
It's like, wait a second, I made the mistake of reading a comic book.
Yes, you did.
Oh, I didn't. It's a tough rule.
Are baseball cards cooler or the same?
They're cooler.
They are cooler?
Yeah, I think they're all
because they're
pretty
athletes,
similar.
right?
They're
the real
athletes.
people.
Yeah.
You can.
Yes.
Well, when I was a kid, I had superhero cards, right? The Marvel cards with all the like, scores on
Swing!
strength.
Oh, okay.
But they were clearly made up because it would have like Spider-Man had higher strength than the Hulk, but lower agility. I'm like, who made this? It's clearly just some drunk in the card. Like, I don't know, make Spider-Man's agility a 4, Hulk 9, and give Warlock everything.
I used to look at him and I'm like, who is the coolest character? And it's like, not even the show has him as a cool character. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Warlock was the most powerful superhero character.
Yes.
It was Warlock. He was
And
like a 9 on everything, and
nobody
Spider-Man
knew
was like
Warlock.
a 4.
Yeah.
I don't know. The point is, we lived sad childhoods.
I enjoyed baseball cards. King Griffey Jr. Looking for that upper deck.
I did not. Did you have the Mark McGuire Anavar card? Or I'm gonna go use it.
That was a special insert guaranteed to kill you or make your balls shrink. One of the two. Yeah.
It was in the bubble gum in the card.
It was.
Yeah.
That stuff doesn't stand the test of time, by the way. If you ever open like an old pack of baseball cards and it falls out like old concrete,
Just crumbles.
it does. I tried to
You
eat it
have
one
first-hand
time.
experience?
A long time ago. Oh yeah. When I collected sports cards into college just to sell. Like I bought and sold. I didn't collect to like keep. I just at that point I started selling them. And occasionally you come across like one of these old packs and they become very valuable because the possibility is there that you're going to get screwed. No, you will get screwed. You won't get the cards you want. I promise every single time. But they still have the baseball card, stuff, bubble gum.
Yeah.
And that sucked. That's why people bought them. All right, let's take a chat.
All right. From
You're
Pixel
killing
8,
me,
question for the
Small.
crew. What did you guys cook on Memorial Day?
My neighbor's dog.
Whoa!
Whoa!
What are you having? Chinese food? Jeez.
Living up to Yakuza.
I know,
Will
right?
not stop barking.
Wow.
No.
We didn't have to cook him. You could just kill the thing.
Just
You
kill
took
the
it a
dogs.
step too
They were at a
far.
You
race.
could have eaten a tartar.
That's right. That's fair. I don't know, Josh. What did you cook?
I was flying here. I
Well, that's a
had
sad story, Josh.
I had a
Very
mango.
sad.
I had an undercooked mango chicken wrap on an American Airlines flight.
Oh, man.
That's why Josh is running to the restroom every 5 minutes. So that's,
No. I'm kidding. It wasn't. It was overcooked for sure. It was.
It was fish. Don't worry. You're good to go. They said, "What did you cook on Memorial Day?" And so Josh, nothing. He said he was on a flight here. Very sad. But I didn't cook
You're dirty dog.
either. We had hot dogs and hamburgers, but my dad did the grill, and my
Well, then
brother-in-law.
by proxy.
By proxy, I had burgers and dogs. It's what Memorial Day is for.
Yeah, I think hot dogs are.
Of course.
Everyone craps on hot dogs.
In honor of my grandfather, I had bratwurst.
There you go. I like that.
I had bratwurst too.
For Memorial Day.
What's
Because of the war?
The other side.
I don't know. I get it.
Yeah.
There's a war. There was a couple of them, actually.
All right, it's time to play Pokemon or racial slur. All right. Toolman, explain the rules for our new guest.
All right, we're going to show you a term, and we'll all repeat the term.
Yep.
And we'll determine whether that term is a Pokemon or a racial
Or
slur.
need a racial slur.
Okay.
All right. All right. Let's hit us with turn. And you guys, of course, can play
Yeah,
along in the chat. And if you're new to Mug Club, sorry that today is the first day.
We love you.
Go to. Oh wait,
Bob Marley.
Oh, never mind. Something else. Yeah, I don't know why we're doing Bob Marley. Okay, first term.
It is.
Pokemon or racial slur.
Well, we can all say this: chug.
Chug.
Like a beer,
Chug.
right? Like
Chug.
chug.
Yeah,
Yes. Chug, 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 chug.
I'm willing to bet.
I'm really hoping this is not a racial slur.
I'm willing to.
Look at those chugs
You
over
didn't have
there.
to say it 4 times in a row.
He's
now
ruining
Venus has that
for-
uploaded
Yeah,
every single
exactly,
time.
yeah.
Every single time you try and refute an argument, she's just gonna look at you and open her mouth, and it'll just be playback. Nah. Chug, 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 chug. Is this you? I'd be silent. I say it's probably a racial slur.
I hope it's not. So I'm voting no.
Because there aren't many Pokemons that are single syllables, from what I remember.
Yeah, I think it's a racial slur.
Yeah, I think it's a racial slur too.
How is it
So you think Pokemon? Okay, so
Pokemon.
racial slur, Josh and I.
Yeah.
Gerald says Pokemon. I'm pretty sure Gerald is wrong.
Help.
All right, give it to us.
It's a racial
Can it be something minor against white people? I don't know.
It never is.
All right, we're about to find
The
out.
word chug refers to alcoholism in Native Americans.
I'm fine with it.
Back.
You know what? I tell you what. I'll keep it. I'll wear that one. I'm fine.
I guarantee you this. If you would say that to a Native American, they'd be horribly confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really glad that we did take your land with smallpox blankets, Chug. Like, hey, that's not. Wait, did you just?
What are freedom fries?
What was that?
And fried bald eagle. So chicken and fries.
My name is Chuck.
Chuck?
What up, Solo?
Wandering. Did you say Chuck?
Chug.
I don't know. I'm confused.
Or he just drinks every time you say it.
Yeah.
I prefer Charles, please.
He's found my weakness for drinking games. Ah!
Hey Trey, did you see the new Protect Our Parks? Pretty good.
Yeah. Because
I can't play it on here because Joe Rogan will get me taken down.
the Indians on the reservation know college drinking terms. Chug, chug, chug. Frat boys, they are.
Exactly. I am called Naturaric.
I just don't care on this one.
Which means one who is proficient at beer pong.
Right now?
All right, let's grab the next one. So
It's pretty good.
All right, second one.
By the way, a horrible haze. Their fraternity hazing. It's just scalping. every time.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You got to bring back 3 scalps. Who let those guys on campus?
Oh, you want to join Delta Kappa, huh? All right, get the bowie knife. What? Nothing.
Gotta scalp them all.
All right, let's grab the next one. We're doing well with this.
Second one.
Pokemon a racial slur.
It's Mau Mau.
Mau Mau. Mau Mau.
Mau Mau.
Mau Mau. Mau Mau. Okay, what do you think, Gerald?
Racial slur.
That's what my son calls the cat. I'm gonna go with Pokemon.
Okay.
It sounds like what it says.
That's what I think too. A Pokemon. Yeah.
I'm just going to be wrong.
I think Gerald wants it to be a racial slur. A good thing for your son.
He's
I
been
think
using it.
Yeah, I know.
Honestly.
He uses it in the green room for no reason. He just goes like, "Hey, what's going on, Mau Mau?" I'm like, "What?
You're a Mau Mau.
That doesn't make any sense."
It's either a racial slur or something a 2-year-old would say.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it is a. I'm gonna say it's a Pokemon. All right, hit us with it, Tim. The answer.
Right.
It's a racial slur.
What? Oh no! I said it like 50 times.
Not me.
It's about
They
Native
did.
Americans.
You did.
No. You were pulling the old ventriloquism trick. The old grasshopper. He throws his voice this guy over here.
So Mau Mau refers to the Mau Mau movement in Kenya that rose up in protest to theft or their land by the British. Mau Mau is a European invented name. The Gikuyu people is a Kenyan name. So Mau Mau.
Oh, one I don't care.
I thought it was going to be anti-Asian because it'd be like Mao trying to tell people how to pronounce his name. Like, no, Mao.
Huh.
Mao. Mao.
I'll say
Mau Mau.
50 million deaths.
Say Mau.
Get out.
Mau.
Right, Mau.
Mao.
Right, Mau.
No, Mau Mau.
Oh, Mao, Mao. What? Ruru Rabbit.
Are you kidding me right now?
And no rest for the weary. All right. Let's grab this last one here. Pokemon or racial slur?
Pokemon a racial slur.
I know what this is.
Catsap. Catsap.
Ketchup?
Catsup?
Catsup.
Catsup.
Oh, I love that on my fries.
Is it Catsap or Catsup? It's Catsap, right?
I'm guessing it's
Catsap.
Catsap.
It's sap of a cat.
It's hard with the Pokemon font.
It makes every one of them seem like it's Pokemon.
Catsup or is it
A little
Catsup?
bubbly.
You said you know what this is?
Well,
Oh, you thought it was Catsup?
Catsup.
Yeah. It's not that.
Mr. Burns.
Okay.
I'm going with Pokemon.
Yeah, I feel just because it's been 2 racial slurs, but then again, they could be trying to throw us off the scent and just ruin all of our.
They're pulling like these very niche racial slurs.
Well, that's the whole point of the game. There's so many racial slurs that you can
know.
include everybody.
Yeah. I'm going racial slur again. I'm gonna. Yeah.
You gotta go racial slur?
Yeah.
You say Pokemon? Well, Gerald's 0 for 2.
No, I got the last one right. You guys got it wrong.
What?
That's true.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's right. Except we're on the scoreboard.
Tied.
We got it right. He got it wrong. So this one, you say it's a Pokemon?
Racial slur.
I'm going to say Pokemon. Josh says Pokemon. All right. Give us the answer.
It's a racial
Wow. I've never seen anyone so happy over hatred. Gerald, don't you know it's wrong to hate? You're like every over-the-top racist in the movies who don't exist in real life.
I just like winning at things.
All right. What is a
CashApp is a racial slur against Russians. The word comes from a
good with
tradition of Russian males before Peter the Great to uniformly wear a goatee, so it's a bastardized pronunciation of CashApp, like a goat in Ukrainian.
It's even better.
Hold on a second. That description makes no sense.
I love it.
I kind of followed you up until like a goat in Ukrainian.
Well, it sounds like goatee. Look, it's making fun of Russians and goatees. 2 things that I don't like. So I'm with this one.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you don't know if that comes because there's Russia, and then there's the USSR, the Federation of Russia, and so there are a lot of people who were minorities.
I'll say both.
For example, the nomadic tribes and some of the Caucasus Mountains.
You've
So it
not
could be
mentioned-
racist. It's not just white people, Gerald.
You've not mentioned anything I care about yet.
That's fair.
Do you think that the Ukrainians are over there going right now? There's like, God, these goddamn CashApps keep coming over here. Gotta get these CashApps out of our goddamn country.
You know, damn it, come into catch-up.
We will show you power of goat.
That is not something. Okay, my grandfather was a catsup, and my father was a catsup. No, wait, now you have me saying it. I meant to say it. They were goat herders.
Goatee.
That's the worst part. It's not the bombings and the drones. It's the mark that you will leave in our souls.
The hatred in your words.
The lack of respect.
Sticks and stones is bullshit. All right, this has been Pokemon a racial slur. It's always a risk when you put a cartoon next to Auschwitz.
Pushing the boundaries.
I told them they should have used Treblinka.
I think Disney did it.
Yeah.
Hey, kids.
Straight to video. Yeah.
This is how you get rid of the problems.
Whoa! Whoa!
I want to be where no Judens are.
Okay, yeah. Cut!
That was a great take!
Wasn't Walt Disney an anti-Semite too a little bit?
I was in the flow. I was ad-libbing. I had it perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, he definitely was.
Yes.
They had a no Jew policy at
Yes,
Disneyland.
Yeah.
Well, so was Gerald Ford. Gerald Ford would communicate directly with Hitler.
He did, yes.
Yeah. It was a whole thing.
Brendan Fraser was not.
What?
I don't think so.
School ties.
What's School Ties?
In any way.
Did he play Ford?
Whatever.
I never saw. Is this a
Jewish
movie?
and School Ties.
Yeah.
They
What does that have to do with Henry Ford? Or
it's a bad joke.
I don't understand.
You
I
are
thought it was-
one pathetic loser.
We could move on from that. That would be great.
I just didn't understand. I was so confused.
It went above your head. It's too intellectual.
Plus, I went in my head. I was thinking of Dead Poet Society, which I also get confused with Dead President. So
Yes,
one
I do
is the boarding school, and then one is the
How do you get that confused?
is the bank robbers. Well, because it was School Ties.
Oh, Führer, mein Führer.
Wherefore art thou, mein Führer?
Yeah. But going forward, we should probably use Treblinka. It would be more tasteful. less lethal. Jeez. No, you guys don't even. That's the
So
joke.
bad.
I can see them in the like, he wants Treblinka.
No, we're not changing that.
We're not changing
really
it over
funny.
to Treblinka. What was the other death camp? There were 4, right?
Dachau,
Treblinka, Auschwitz. Wasn't there a 4th one?
Maybe. I'd have to think.
Man, it was a really. I've been
There's a lot more
reading up
before.
on these quite a bit. A lot of these dictators throughout history, and it's just so funny how they always try and make it seem like the Nazis are right wing. It's such a lazy
Unemployment
argument.
goes way down with these guys.
Yeah, well, the thing is, the only members really of the Nazi Party were basically veterans, active military, or the 1 point whatever million people who were in the government, right, public service, who were basically promised a job. So when they try to say, "Oh, Hitler destroyed trade unions," well, he destroyed trade unions because he wanted to nationalize everything. There would be no need for trade unions because that would be in some kind of a private economy. And people just think because he hated communists, because he hated the Russians, that must mean that he was right wing. No, the guy was he was a self-avowed socialist. And if you look at everything about it is left. Everything about it is left. You just contrast it with Stalin, right? Or
well, I mean, the salute was right.
The what?
The salute was right.
The salute. Is it? Yes.
Well, it's wrong,
yes.
but it's also not
very
right.
wrong. Yeah, we all.
Yeah. Look, very, very
For a
bad.
second, I thought you were the guy at the consignment store and falling down. You're like me. I hate quiz. I'm nothing like you. That was just like that again. That was the over the top.
Yeah.
Right. Over the top, racist, homophobe, and falling down. Okay, let's grab some chats.
All right, from Down Under T. Hey guys, if you could have dinner with the AI version of anyone dead or alive or half dead, like say Henry Kissinger, who could it be?
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Wow, you didn't have to think about it.
Wow, yeah.
I mean, what an interesting meal. What are you having?
You call this food? I'll take some more thigh, please.
I'll take some more guy, please.
Yes.
Thank you.
But his instead of like an iRobot, he's like, "Will it hurt?" It's Jeffrey Dahmer, like, "This meal doesn't hurt."
Hannibal Lecter.
No, now you're just piggybacking off of
I
him, and that's
am.
not a real human being. If AI, dead or alive, Jeffrey Dahmer would be interesting. Who would you pick, Joe?
I have no idea. I have to think about this. This is a very strange question. Dead or alive?
Dead or alive? I don't know. I have no idea. I would just like to have the Whoopi Goldberg one, just so I could get to the bottom of whether Whoopi programmed Bina to just spout off resume points.
Well, which AI is it? Is it Chat GPT shitty AI, or is it like
all right,
an actual
nerd.
good AI?
Yeah,
that would be the person.
Okay, how about this? Let's assume the conversation flows.
What about AI with AI? Allen Iverson.
Yeah, that'd be.
Yeah.
I hate you for that.
I went bankrupt and now have to live off $10 million from Reebok. What happened to the other 80 million? I had a posse.
And we likes the party.
Man, boy, that guy, talk about waste. How much money did Allen Iverson? Was it $60 million? And then they had to teach him, like, look, you're only going to get $10 million now that you've retired from Reebok. You have to live off this for the rest of your life. He's like,
oh man, we talking about money? Come on.
Throughout his career, Iverson roughly earned $154.8 million.
Wow, I was way off.
And he spent $200 million during that same time. Yeah, so
He's a great player though.
way
Yeah, his
off.
first deal was a 6-year at $70.9 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And it's all went away.
Gone. Like,
how do you? I mean,
it's all headbands.
Yeah, well,
it's just investing in headbands.
I got a lot of nice shoes though.
Yeah.
They just sent in, he forgot to pay an amount or close up to $900,000 to Aiden and Company Jewelers. So he needed the bling.
So, but that's only $900,000. You still have to account for $153 million more dollars.
This is not a high enough line item.
No.
Maybe a $50 million mansion makes a dent.
That sounds like an explanation from Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
I don't know. I bought this jewelry and a slinky.
He edited his own Wikipedia.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I think I have mine. I think like C.S. Lewis, I think would be a really interesting conversation.
It would be, but the problem is you wouldn't be getting real C.S. Lewis. That's why I wouldn't
How
want to
do
have a
you know?
because it's AI.
Well, that's the premise of the entire thing.
It's like, okay, C.S. Lewis, what did you mean in the screw tape letters? Have you seen Karina? What are your thoughts on Ghost? I don't know. I wouldn't
Churchill,
pick anyone.
maybe?
No, I don't want anyone who would actually be interesting because I feel it would taint.
Diminish them. So
Yeah, it would diminish
yours would
them.
just be some silly thing.
Maybe like Muhammad.
Ali? No, he's alive.
No.
No, he's also not alive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he
Oh, my
also
bad.
died. Yeah,
He's
so-
AI already.
that's wrong on 2 counts.
Whoops.
Fact checking.
Is that real? Muhammad Ali died.
But he is in spirit. No, Muhammad would be fun just because I would just I would just be testing him. Just bring out I'd have a little girl come out as like a bus girl.
10 years old?
Just be watching him, see if his eyes go.
Swing. Swing.
His eyes are doing what Beat doing.
His tie.
That's how that goes. Woo!
Yeah, I mean, Muhammad. I don't know why Muhammad was wearing a tie.
Well, it was a long time ago.
As the terrorists go to chop off your head, by the way, at some point in the future, be like, was it the AI one?
Yeah. What'd you say? Muhammad's tie looks very funny. I'd say Muhammad, just because I don't really care what he has to say, so it'd be fun.
Okay.
All right, let's grab another chat.
From Malchus, question for Gerald: how much credence do you give the idea of literal demons posing as AI?
What?
Well, yeah, people have talked about that.
That is the first time I've heard that.
What? No, Christian pastors have talked about. I think more so when they've talked about like demonic influences with people who are programming AI. But then, of course, that gets turned into something crazier, where it's like literal demons posing as AI, which is obviously a very small minority of people. But I have heard pastors talk about, talking about or like this. I forgot the name of this transgender individual, Black, whatever. Blark. The person today, right? The Nick Nolte, reverse Nick Nolte, reverse Agent Benjamin Button Nick Nolte. There could be a couple of demons in there.
That's why they just made a movie about this. It was that little girl. It's called Melanie or Monica or something.
It actually wasn't bad. Megan.
It was like a modern Chucky.
It was exactly what it was like. It was a modern Chucky. Yeah.
Couldn't the demons? I mean,
Modern Chucky, just like my thumbnail.
Demon takes over a car.
Yeah.
It was good. It was very relaxing.
No.
I mean, they could.
I didn't do shit. Cut the grass. That was it.
I don't. Yes, exactly. So demonic influence definitely does go through people, not machinery. Is it possible? I don't know. Maybe I don't have any examples that I could be able to point to in scripture that lead me to believe it is. But I don't think that's the main concern with AI. I think we've addressed like demonic influence. If you're really concerned about that, is not waiting on Boston Dynamics to get their act together. Okay.
I want to meet that street preacher though. That thinks that's the #1 problem.
Have you seen the AI coming down?
It'd be crazy if he's the one street preacher who's right.
Like that preacher from Little Nicky.
Yeah, the blind one. They all walk. Oh, you're crazy. They all walk off, and then Bina goes right by him. Like, I am Legion. This is crazy street preacher.
No, I don't think so. I haven't even heard of that.
I have heard of pastors talking about demonic influence and how it can spread a lot more quickly. Right? It can if people programming it. And by the way, when you're saying demonic influence, you mean people who've rejected the idea of God.
Yeah, like AI will lean that way, but that's what we've talked about, like the programming, like you said, but not a literal like demonic influence, like going, well, I'm jumping in the robot.
Yeah, I just think it would be too easy at that point. It'd be like the end of science, where you just throw holy water on them, like
yeah,
you take them out.
It spins around. Your mother's a whore.
Why insult my mom on your way out? That's what demons do, apparently. Yeah. They seem to be really obsessed with the promiscuity of your mother.
Stop. Your mother's I know. It's like part of our family.
You came from the depths of hell. Your mother's a tart. Oh. Okay.
All right.
Hello, got that for you.
She slept with the football team. Do you have anything?
Oh wait,
else?
that wasn't
And
cool.
the lacrosse.
What's up?
Captain.
Oh, that's it. He played on the football team.
All right. We get it.
This is Front Street.
We get it. Demonic.
Speaking of lacrosse,
Telegraph.
National champions in lacrosse.
Really?
Yeah, this weekend.
I noticed you didn't say football.
This is Front Street. Oh, Toledo. I'm sorry. Yeah, what'd they say?
Notre Dame won its last football championship the year before the lacrosse team was created.
They said, fuck it, let's try it.
1988.
Maybe this isn't a thing where Irish can fight.
Let me see.
On
Let
the
me
Notre
see if
Dame
I can find
campus,
you
the
the.
lacrosse players are picking up the chicks.
They are.
So you're good to go. She's good to go then.
Wow.
You take care of her.
Oh, yeah, eventually.
Better.
What is your last four?
I mean, it's green. It's like the tortoise. Slow and steady wins the race.
Thought we did something for you already.
Yeah.
Giselle,
In
right?
your heart. All right, let's grab another chat.
Here, it just says incomplete
Dragon,
application. So we'll
question
just
for the crew.
set it up
What's
to where
the
you can
best
just log
strategy when
in.
someone else brings up a hot
You want
topic
to do it here?
for you, but once you've
Okay.
debunked it, we
No, that's
have to
fine.
accept the reality. I feel like we cannot just let these people go around and continue to spew falsehoods.
Well, if they refuse to accept the reality, then at that point, you just, again, mockery works. I don't mean that. It doesn't have to be mean. But if you thoroughly, you've already done your job, right? And again, if the concern.
But you're looking for something down there, though.
Conversation, because I'll dominate a conversation, I'll try and embarrass you. If you embarrass this person through fact, this is someone who's aggressive. Yeah, at that point,
Right now,
you
it's just
like,
Beckham. Yeah,
just keep
one other
repeating it,
company we were hiring for too.
Yeah, but that only works if you've already applied, right? your rational thinking.
Well, do me a favor too. I'm going to go to this from a different angle. Like, make sure that you actually have debunked it.
Right.
Just say something that sounds reasonable to you, but doesn't sound reasonable to somebody who doesn't think like you. That's what you have to really understand. You're making an argument to somebody who is going to think differently about the situation than you are, so make it make sense to them.
Yeah.
And if you haven't done that, then don't do a mic drop and walk off.
Well, no, but I mean, if it's a key fact where this person says, like, well, actually, concealed carry holders commit more crimes. Like, actually, they're the most law-abiding group of citizens that exists, including surpassing off-duty police officers. Yeah. And if they say no, then you go,
okay.
I don't have the patience for it personally.
Yeah,
I can't. To me, it's like if you
See
don't
that second
debunk
computer
it,
there?
give all the
Looks like it's
facts.
ready for you. I already typed in the temporary password, so you just get to create your own now.
My brother has Down syndrome. It's like having an argument with him. I'm like, okay,
Just the ID and either social or birth certificate.
Oh wait, I gotta go. I can't do this all day.
He is your brother.
But then he picks you up and throws you like the Goonies.
I love you, buddy. Let's go play baseball in the backyard.
That's the one thing that's good about. Yeah, I work with special needs people, like with people with Down syndrome. If you just know what they're enthusiastic about, it's easy to divert their attention.
Josh,
Like,
what's the tat there? What's the number 2?
2nd Ranger Battalion.
Oh.
2nd of the 75th.
Very nice.
Sir.
Thank you. I didn't know that.
Who cares? Well, Gerald does, obviously.
No, I don't really. I just was curious.
Look, I'll sleep with you. Jeez, calm down.
This has been a meme show across the board. Yeah. No one's gotten out unscathed.
I had a good weekend. I don't know.
Oh, well.
You know what? The holiday weekend's got Yaku's going nuts up there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He's been holding it in. I should have seen him yesterday. He's in here just.
He's been waiting for his time to take it to Mau Mau's for years.
Right.
Finally, something I can laugh at.
Easy, you pet saps.
Chug.
All right, let's grab the final chat of the day.
Final chat from Jonathan L. Question for Steven. With Trump being the most likely nominee, what do you think is the most important factor he needs to focus on in order to attract independent voters? Whether it be the economy, crime, FBI, other intelligence agencies, Democrats wanting more power, election integrity. What do you think?
I think it's going to be very much like Reagan versus Carter. Only has a stronger concept. Are you better off today than you were? You know, or in his case, it might be different. We have to say 5 years ago.
Well, when I was in office.
Yeah, when I was in office.
You could say that.
Are you better off today? In other words, he just has to own it. Like, okay, I get it. Mean tweets, sure, but are you better off today? My voice, I'm not going to be doing a Trump impression.
I'll do it.
I think that's the central message, because then that's all encompassing. And then depending on what he's doing, you know, what the topic is of the day, depending on the debates are usually segmented, depending on the election, they're segmented by topic, often like sort of foreign policy or fiscal policy. I think that is the most important messaging, because people, again, like I said, they've had 8 years of Barack Obama, then they really had 3 years of Donald Trump. The last year was COVID, and then they've had another 4 years at this point in time of Biden. So they've got 8, 3, and 4. And that's a really, really strong contrast.
Yeah, it is.
So I think that needs to be the central message. And I don't really know that I buy this myth of completely independent voters. I think right now those voters are looking for a reason to vote for someone other than Biden, because they've experienced reality in their own lives.
Yeah.
And so they just need a reason to not be scared to do it. And I think that's why, if you look at the general elections, including the polls that lean very left, Biden's not doing very well. People say, oh, there's no, Biden's going to win. I think this is a very, very winnable election, regardless of who the nominee, whether it's Donald Trump or Ron DeSantis. And so I would say in the primary, vote for who you actually want. But I think that DeSantis could probably use that same messaging. But that's what Ronald Reagan did with Carter. Carter would come out and say, actually, and try and play some statistical tricks. And Reagan would say, look, do you think that you are better off now than you were 4 years ago? And of course, the answer was invariably no.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's got that point too, and that'll cut through everything. But they've done themselves a huge disservice.
Okay, now I just want you to log back in using that new password. First name dot last name.
All these fake things that he's been able to prove wrong.
Yeah.
That, like, I think your dad said this, that he's bulletproof now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you can, whatever it is going to be another hoax. Like, you've blown the whistle too many times.
Right.
And so now we don't believe you. Even if maybe you're like, Donald Trump could walk into Times Square and shoot somebody in the head and go get a hot dog at Nathan's, right, from one of our favorite shows, and nobody would believe that he actually did it. Be like, oh, that's AI video, that's doctored video.
Right.
Like, Donald Trump, you guys are just going after Donald Trump again. It's like, that's dangerous.
Right.
It hurts you.
Right. And that's not a good thing. That's more of a blow to the credibility.
So yes to all
That's
those.
the problem, right? They've so hampered their own credibility at this point that they're the media who cried wolf.
Yeah.
Because I don't want someone, that's unfortunately that's how you end up with someone who's impervious. That's someone who can become a problem.
Then real dictators can come.
Right, exactly. I mean, that's what happened with the Nazis. If you actually look
Click
at
next on
right,
that page.
people who were embarrassed on the world stage after World War I, right?
Yeah.
The Treaty of Versailles.
Terrible economy,
and they were looking for someone to blame.
Next.
And they had a guy who said, "I have the exact source of all your pain."
And just put dots in there for the address. So
When
go
someone
ahead and
becomes
fill in
impervious,
those
that's when you have a
gaps.
problem. And I'm not saying that that's necessarily what you have with Donald Trump, but I'm saying the media would have no one to blame but themselves at that point.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Did you, Josh? Anything else you want to add?
No.
All right. So I think the central message.
I'm trying to figure out what impervious means.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're an imperv.
Yeah.
You're an impervious.
You're impervious. You're imperverted.
Derelict.
So I think that's going to be the central message, and that should be the message for any Republican. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? I think the idea of law and order is more important than people realize. People will always say it's the economy, stupid. I don't necessarily. That's a given, right? That's a gimme win. Okay.
And then we're going to
So you
skip
just
this.
assume,
Yeah, I'm
sometimes
going
if
to do
you
it
just
for you just so we
assume
get through this
that
for
your
you.
opposition is so clearly out to lunch on that topic, people will just go with you, and that's what I think Donald Trump should do with the economy. Just like
There you go. In this area, just in the different categories, just things that you have
economy was
skills
better off,
in,
and you
and
all
then
know
what
it's
your
not
shift
going very
preferences
well
are.
right now.
You can
But
check
then
multiple
you can move
things
on
in the
to other
boxes.
issues
if
that I
you'd
do
like.
think people are more willing to explore right now. I mean, look what's happened with Bud Light. Look what's happened with Target.
Yeah.
Right? People do care about the fabric of their very society right now, which I think is a good thing, because a lot of people, they could just be selfish and vote themselves some benefits, or they're taking an interest in what this country is going to look like for the next generation. And I see that groundswell. And by the way, not just on the right, you see it on the left, like you just saw in that Twilight video, but a lot of people in the middle. When you talk about independent voters, what I think you're talking about, for example, an example of someone might be someone who says, look, I supported, same-sex marriage, all that, but I mean, kids on puberty blockers and transitions, a lot of those people don't even believe that it's real. They think you're strawmanning the opposition. They don't realize that that is legislative policy in states like California, in states like Washington, as you're discussing, parents potentially losing their right to their own children if they don't transition them. It seems so far beyond the pale that they don't necessarily believe it. Those people would be the independents who are going, okay, this is a little bit of a bridge too far. And I think that this election, if you start with that umbrella of, are you better off today than you were, 4 or 5 years ago? People already know the answer is no. You don't need to spend as much time on it, and you can continue on the issues of law and order. And I think people are looking for someone who actually does care about American culture at large, American society as it's existed, and what it will look like going forward. We're at a turning point, and I don't think we'd be doing ourselves any favors to not acknowledge that. But you can comment, and I'll talk about it tomorrow. I'll talk with you tomorrow, because right now my nose, it's the red tide. Tomorrow I'll still have red tide, but it'll be less so.
Hey, I got your letter all ready for you.
This is a bad
How'd it go?
situation.
Good.
I think they're like 90% sure they're putting me in sanitation.
Yeah, and I just talked to John, and I'm going to introduce you to him real quick, okay? That's right.
Well, let's say that I'm. Do you mind waiting to see if we can get some connectivity with host? And if you can confirm some connectivity with host, I'll come back and take her to a motel. Host isn't going to put her in a motel today, but I want a commitment from somebody that they're going to follow through with taking her home from her 3 weeks ago and stuffing her over at the Anchor and never following up.
So what was the expectation of follow-up?
Well, I called Detective Sanchez,
And I called him and left him 2 voicemails on his desk.
Hold up, Lindsay. Hold on. I know what she's asking, and so I want to rephrase it to you. The interaction that you had with host. So those were the people that came to talk to you about resources. When you mentioned the boss, okay, what did you guys talk about, and what was left?
Okay, so me and Josh were getting change ready. We were gonna try to get to my storage, and we're in the middle of changing. We're trying to hurry up because Don or whatever his name is, the asshole that runs that shit, was rushing us because he made us check out every day and then check back in. So we move everything out, move everything in. He's like playing games with us. So I was trying to get dressed. They knocked on the door and it was for you. And I was like, for me, I don't even want to go.
Who knocked on the door? Host?
Host, yes. And it was Jolie and I want to say Ryan.
Okay.
I think it was Ryan.
Okay.
And I could overhear them. I was like, I don't even want to talk to him. I don't care. And he closed the door. We still talking about housing. And I heard the word housing. I wasn't paying attention, but I heard something. So I was like, fuck housing. I threw a t-shirt on and went out there. And then they talked to me about nothing about housing, nothing about anything. They did help me set up my SNAP benefits over the phone because it had expired, like reapplied. And that was it. And then
So they got your food stamps reactivated.
And it redid it. But then when my wallet and everything got stolen after that car got hit that we were staying in, I don't even have a new SNAP card yet or nothing. I didn't have a phone, I didn't have anything.
So last I understood was Amy was advocating.
You don't need that number. I don't even know why it gets one.
For host to continue to follow up with you, and they told.
She even called Jolie to see what Riley had said about it.
I'm gonna load some forms and have you log right back in one more time, just so the standard forms will be done, and that way, whenever they go to do anything with you over there,
that they weren't going to do
they'll be able to see that the standard ones have been updated. So let me pull you up again, and we will go from there.
Riley's my boss, and that's who we went through. But that's all we can do. Hope everything looks up.
So Riley is the point of contact in this. That had made the decision. Yep, not to pursue any other type of safe shelter for her. That's where we're at.
And I did call Neil, I did call Santa, they never called more, but Amy was on top of all that.
Well, calling the cops.
Yeah, and
for.
But they had promised that day that they would get me to the yard to get my stuff because they knew I told them my ID is in.
Right.
And now they're saying they can't. They're pushing it past the 30-day limit where I can't.
So they took a lot of her belongings, including her ID. However, I've reordered her ID.
Yes.
So she'll have her ID soon.
They gave me like 5 minutes to get everything I own out of my RV. And somebody else's RV. 2 RVs worth of everybody's life. And they gave me 5 minutes to get it out. It was all on the sidewalk, and they're like, bye. And that's when it just snowed.
I know.
It snowed on us. I don't have it.
I do have Amy's number. However, it's in this phone, and I'm not sure I can get it.
Yeah, call them. Just tell them what we did. Just say, hey, Norm had me do the e-documents, and everything is pretty much ready. I just need to know what you're offering and because they do different orientation sessions depending on what's.
Yeah,
what site
Lindsay,
they're
I
placing you
can't support that. I just can't, and I won't.
But yeah, I've got everything here, so they'll have it.
Really until all this stuff started happening, and I understand we're all going. Ashley's being a bitch to him and taking out.
Okay, so this time you're going to click on where it says employee login and log back in.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Some of them don't want him around.
You can't.
I wondered why.
Yeah, you got to get out of that cycle.
Once in a while, and we're really good friends. And last night he took it like pretty fucking far.
That's not okay.
Screaming in my face and I'm like, we were both. He goes, you don't understand how I feel. I go, I got my house taken too. I kind of understand. We're on the same page, maybe different paragraphs because you're on another
Yeah,
level.
but you're not their property. That's the difference.
And you know what? Last I checked, we're both grown-ass adults.
We're going to restart this live stream. I got to get into my phone. I'll be back in a little bit.
I do love him. I care about him.
Hey, Dad.
Yes, son? Look, I just put some of Stacy's fingernail polish on. You did what? I put some of her fingernail polish on. Isn't that funny? No, it's not. It's beautiful. You know, I've kind of figured ever since you played with
Okay.
the barber
Now click on where it
the
says
other day
Start Wizard,
that this
Employee
was how
Start
it would be.
Wizard. There you go. I'm just going to maximize this for you.
What?
And this is just
You were born in the
standard
wrong body?
rules and stuff like
I
that.
never
Just
even
check
saw
the
it.
box on the top and bottom and click next. It'll take you to the next
Can I go
form.
play with Lucas now, Dad? No, not right now. We got something far more important to do. We're gonna put you on hormone blockers and chemically castrate you.
It's funny because it's true, and you know he might be sterilized, but he's going to be a trendy child that the multinational corporations are going to love taking money from. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. My name's inDOCtriNATION here. We are change.org, and there is some absolutely wild and crazy news to get into today, as of course we have a lot of domestic news with a surprising story coming out of Washington, D.C. All of this as there are some major shocking developments internationally, specifically happening in Ukraine, that we're going to be talking about with a larger geopolitical perspective in this particular video, as it looks like things are heating up and the president of Russia might be ousted. Is that propaganda? Is that true? Well, we're going to be talking about that plus a lot more all here on this independent media broadcast. If you like the shirt that I'm wearing, you can get it on thebestpoliticalshirts.com, and the clip that we played in the beginning of this broadcast is done by, I have no idea who this creator is. It was originally posted on CashApp. It looks like it's a TikTok user, them woke bloke. Looks like it is that content creator that made this, that other people are curating out there. If you know who this person is, please let me know. We would like to attribute them down in the description below so you guys could go follow more of this very hilarious, funny, satirical, comedic work.
Okay.
We definitely need more
One thing
of
that's
in
weird
our
about this
ever
one
so
is
deteriorating
feel
societal
like a
collapse that
maiden name
we
or
are all
something like
going
that. It
through
wants
right
that
now.
there.
Societal
And then for
collapses
some
that
reason
are filled
we
with,
have to
of course,
fill
a
in
lot
this
of
way too, though.
psyopses and governments engineering, financing, and creating
There you go.
spectacular orchestrated events that prop up the problem, reaction, solution, Hegelian dialectic. As today we are finding out that the suspect that allegedly represents white identitarian racial political ideology and tried to allegedly take out the president of the United States just had all of his major charges dropped. Yes, you are hearing this correctly. This alleged white identitarian just had nearly all of his original charges dropped by Washington, D.C. prosecutors in what could only be a case of some severe white privilege. You gotta be freaking kidding me. Again, we were hearing about this story like crazy all last week. We talked about it a little bit. All the major left-wing corporate media commentators were salivating on this story until they found out the person behind it and how he looked.
I got a matching Ulanzi tripod to go with my Ulanzi little clipper. The gear is expensive relative to tripods and mounts, but their shit is super sturdy. The most expensive shit ordered. The better cheap shit, $7.99. And save way more money. At least we got dimming lights in here. Oh. Buffering bad? I got it. Hang on. I got it. I got it. That should do the trick there. That should fix it. This should fix it. This should fix it. it should.
Yeah, if you're just claiming yourself, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to add in anything there. The rest of it's just a worksheet too. It doesn't change anything. I don't even know why it's on there. Yeah, it's like I said. You could. It wouldn't matter what you typed in this portion of it. It doesn't change anything. I don't even know why it's attached to it.
That's an ice cube. I see.
It's just the state version. You do not have to put your license number in there. And where it says, "Are you new?" just say no, because then it's going to ask for a date. And we don't have a date yet, so.
I can't believe my media share feature got taken away. The automated media share feature got taken away on my band channel too. It made me sad.
It doesn't require that to be filled out.
Nope. But you do have to check yes or no on the new employees. So yeah, just do no. Now, if you're just doing yourself, you under number 6, you would put a 1 there.
People got scammed. I had to manually.
And you just signed a 9.
It's not a good look. I think I got 2 $25 media shares that was that I had to manually play. Where's my joint at? I found a little roach.
You're all set. Yep, and you just show up there now, and this website here, it's actually here. I'll write it down on the back of my card. It's iescorp.net, and that's where you'll go to check your pay stubs and stuff like that.
Okay.
You'll use the same login you've been using today, though.
This should be pretty potent. I'm down to like the resume part.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah. Tell Nick to be nice to you. Who'd you run into, Nick or Heather?
I called.
Okay.
Heather was the one.
Okay. She's cool.
But then when we were there,
Nick's all right too. He's just moody.
I get that.
You guys have a good day.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I should probably put this fan up, man. Open my other vent as well. Get things a little brighten up in here. Yo, where's my ashtray? Oh, there it is. I found it. Found my ashtray. It's also a sippy or one of those disposable cups. Same. Yo, my bun game's looking strong. My bun game's going on. Damn. You guys see that? You guys see that? I tied that myself. You guys see that bun game, man? You guys see that, man? My bun game savage, man. Top tier. Yeah, my bun game's on fleek, man. You guys want to see the area in front of me? You guys want to see the area in front of me right now? I'll show you guys, yeah. You guys want to see it? I look brown, yeah. I got some sun this weekend. Want to see the area in front of me? Yay. My ashtray just fell, whatever. My ashtray. My cup just fell. Cup.
Dixie cup.
What's good? What's good with you, man? Did you have a good Memorial Day weekend? Did you guys all have a good Memorial Day weekend? Did anybody get drunk? Who drank beer and ate watermelon? Welcome into Ponzi Zombie Killer. It was all right. Yeah, I didn't do nothing either. I was gluing Mylar, or not Mylar. I was gluing foam. I was gluing foam to a sprinter wall, and spraying glue, cutting fucking shit. You watch Ice climb Mount Everest? Did anyone die yet? Did one of them fools die yet? What's up there, eyes all around? Drank beer, didn't get drunk? Yeah, I didn't drink any beers, man. I had a bottle of liquor, but I didn't have it with me. I wouldn't have drank it anyways. I think I'm done with that bottle. It's just, every now and then I feel like scotch, but... Or not scotch, bourbon whiskey, but man... That stuff just isn't potent enough for me. I need something stronger, man. The pink stuff was very squeaky. Very squeaky. I started cutting it with a jigsaw. It worked out a lot better. The cuts are nice and clean too. I should have done it with a jigsaw from the beginning, to be honest. Joints out, man. I gotta get me I gotta find me another roach. Have any more roaches in here? Gotta find me a little roach to smoke, man. Oh, roachy.
Come out, wherever you are.
Two roaches. Oh, my bun just fell apart. Oh, my bun just did a little. My bun just did a little poopy poop. Bun just did a little doopy doop there, man. There we go. Bun game's on fleek. It's going down. Now has loose buns. My bun fell apart, man. Alright, hold on. I gotta get this little roach put up on here. Baby Bob says, ooh, bun. Ooh, bun. Alright, I gotta find a way to make this look. Give me a second here. Actually, I might have a solution. Going there with it. Go. Alright. Make sure we get some air. We get an air canal through here before we start smoking this roach. Alright, we gotta get air canal. Let's go. Let's get it. You guys ready? Yo, what up, KCM? Welcome in. Welcome in, all of y'all, man. Welcome in, Charlie. Welcome in, Baby Vado. Let's get this, man. Smoking a pancake. Have you seen the new To a Pre video? I haven't. That joint ain't got no fucking crackling to it. It's all good, man. It's all good. does a Long Island audit skit and dresses. Oh yeah, I have seen that. I thought you meant like there's another one that was in release. Okay, that one I did. That's funny. I forgot what city he was in, but he did pretend to be Long Island or mocked them in a way. What did he do with that? Yeah, I did see that. He had the hat on. He had the stupid suit on. Hell yeah. Welcome into Princess OPD. Oh damn, there is a newer one. I don't know. I don't know. I thought that's what you meant. I thought you meant he had a newer one. Here comes the YouTube thief. Hell yeah. This thing went out on me, man. This little roach went out on me. The roachy roach went out on me, man. Should we fire it up, man? Should we fire this bad boy up or what, man? Fire it up? Where's the bee? Allegedly, to a pre in Long Island, I guess. Did you see Freeman running with hookers? I did. Or a hooker, right? It's out. It's out. No more. There's nothing left. Smoke. It's over. The journey is over. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Talk about Freeman and hookers. You missed it. Allegedly, I was told that he got a hooker and the hooker stood him up. Allegedly, the hooker was like, "Yeah, buddy," and he was like, "Hey there, buddy," and then the hooker was like, "Yeah, buddy," right? And then Charles was there, and Charles was like, "Hey there, buddy." At least that's what I thought happened. What happened? Yeah. The hooker, he prepaid for the services, I guess, or something. Is that what happened? She stood him up. Even hooker don't want nothing. Coach Brother says that hooker would have given it up for free if his moderator dropping giant tits. I know, right? Get out of here. Hell yeah. I'm not allowed to be around hookers, man. I'm sorry, I can't. There's just something about them being hookers that. All right, I gotta do something with my cup, man. I cleaned my ashtray. All right, here we go. I'll just do this. I'll just soak it up with a towel. Get my ashtray cleaned up. Here we go. We got new cup, new ashtray. Clean it all the way out. $40 rock. Ooh. Boom. Nice and clean ashtray. We can clean it. That's it we can do. And then we'll look for a roach. What do you guys say? Should we look for a roach? Always got roaches on me, man. Gotta have my roaches. Hell yeah. All right. We got a clean ashtray now. Look for it. Look for some oh, looky. What do we have here?
All right, I'll be right back, guys.
Oh, it's weird. Lock the hands off here. And we got, all right, got this roach. Looks pretty resonated. How resonated is that? Did you miss the smoke shots? Nah, I'm only 2 roaches in. My bun came down again. I'm feeling sad, dark. I feel pain, suffering. Is it worth it? I ask. Yeah. I gotta fix this.
All right, we back.
You good yet? No, yeah. All right, I gotta make some. I'm gonna make a little canal so we can have like a little smoke canal, and we're gonna smoke this thing. Hopefully it's not Snickle Fritz. Hopefully it's good weed. Is it good weed or Snickle Fritz? What do you guys say? Little canal. Do the resin. Yeah. All right, here we go. We got a canal. Here we go. Get this. The torching clamps. Let's get this. I'm cotton mopping a bitch right now. This should get me fucking ODing on weeds right here. But this shit's potent as fuck. Holy shit. What is this? I don't think I should smoke anymore. It is. How long before you need panels for the van? I don't know. I'm kind of working on her schedule, Aaron. So I don't know. I can maybe next month. Can I pick them up? Can I pick them up in July? Can I pick them up July 1st? Can I pick them up July 1st? I gotta put this joint out if I'm gonna talk timeline before I forget things. Hey, let me put this out so I can talk official business, by the way.
Yeah, June 1st or July 1st. I mean, can we aim for July 1st? That will work. Okay, I'll pick them up, and I'll take as many as I can load up in a pickup truck, or a U-Haul truck or whatever I have at the time. It would be like a half ton. I can probably get it in a half ton. Yeah. How many of those can I get in a half ton? Like 10, 20, 30 pieces? How many pieces do you think I can get? They're relatively thin, yeah. I showed her I showed her my doors, and she's stoked. She's like, yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah. Long-term project. Yeah, we'll get all the foam in there, and we'll go with a vapor barrier, and then we'll go with the wood, and that'll be her walls. Half ton, easy 50 sheets. Okay. Strap them down. I'm down. I'm down. Put me down for those many sheets. I have storage. I just think it behooves me to have those sheets on hand, and I can use them at my leisure versus having to like reach out to you every time. I think every time I reach out to you and bother you, I should just be able to get a bulk amount. That way, you know, you don't want me bothering you every fucking 3 or 4 sheets. Like you have other shit you have to do. But yeah, let's do it. Book me for the 52 sheets. But that'll probably take me forever to use. I probably won't even go through all of it ever. But yeah, people ask me about it all the time. Like, where'd you get that? I was like, I kind of got it for free. But I'll probably do the inside of this van. I'll finish it out with that as well. It'll be lit. I can screw it right in here. Right to this frame here. Starting to cool down some. It was hot as fuck earlier. All right, I gotta put that down on my calendar and not botch that. Let's save. Now, on to the resonated. Oh man, I tore it. God damn it. I tore my joint.
I'm not on any right now. I have been downloading a few. Let me see what I have. It's been a while since I've even looked at it. Got 2 credits available right now.
Tore my resonated J, man. We can salvage it.
Here, let me show you.
They 4x8 foot sheets or what, Aaron?
This is one I just got not too long ago. It's short. Need him for a second. Yeah, it's Anarchy Exposed. Former police officer reports on his investigative journey. It's read by Patrick Smith. It's written by Shepard, the volunteerist, and Larkin Rose. So that looks interesting. We read that. Politics of Catastrophe. You've got in the Jordan Peterson books. Spy Secrets. That's actually pretty good. I mean, he's he's former CIA, so he's statist as fuck, but he does not like what's happening today. Got this, Nordic Tales. Michael Malice's The New Right. It's a bit old. I finished it. It was short. White Pill. I forgot I've got One Piece. Anarchist Handbook. We read that. Most Dangerous Superstition. That was for the wife. I accidentally ordered it when I was trying to send it to her. The Great Reset. That's an interesting book. It's more expensive. Yeah, that's where we're at.
It's okay. Right. Yo, we can make it really bright in here. Oh shit, wrong way.
It's not. It's not a hit piece.
fine on me at one point. But I don't have any evidence. Well, so. I cried, but they gave it to me anyways. I see you. Welcome in there, Brandon Mitchell.
This actually talks about someone's revelations of figuring out that anarchism isn't what he always thought it was.
I think I kind of salvaged it.
Yeah.
I gotta put it up. I'm starting to OD a little bit. Getting hungry as fuck. I really want to eat a sandwich. All thirsty. I'm out of. How are you drinking here? That's rude. And we gotta get. All right. We might have a slight problem. All right. See here.
How are we gonna wrap this up though? Everybody knows Bowser. This is the one he's on now. Well, he's on the road. I'll call it.
Take this bad boy out.
Somebody eat.
Wash this thing out. Take it out. Our fridge. Damn, I can see what's underneath here now. Jeebus. There's some stuff underneath here. Hell yeah. There's a battery here. Board. These are. That's where my two batteries. Oh, you guys can't see. Let me show you guys where my two batteries sit. My two batteries sit right here. Give me a second.
I'm interested in this actually.
Boom. That's where my fridge sits. I just took it out. Those are my two lithium batteries. $100 ampere. Hooked up in series. Or parallel, I mean.
I was gonna say series.
Going down. Ooh, power bank. Usually my fridge sits in front of it, so you can't see what's going on. Good job on the roach. Yeah, that shit fucked me up, man. That roach really fucked me up. I gotta take this cooler out and drain it. You have a new panel. I have a new panel I think will look great. Just don't have much. We'll put it aside for you. It's a mahogany veneer on one side and zebra wood on the other. Hell yeah. Okay, I see you. Hell yeah. I'm supportive of that. I gotta go drain this cooler real quick, so I'll be back.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna kill it. There's his link. Been streaming for about 3 hours here. Gonna answer some more emails and then go eat some dinner. Well, as always, though, if I come across something, I have one more live notification left today. I'll definitely put it out there.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with, now they looking nervously. And I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it, get after it. Get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future, we all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta start through the sewer.
What you say? Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to